Nice cock.
For some reason, my brain is like, surely Parm has Barrel's phone number, but also like the long distance charges, man.
Yeah.
I could maybe see Derpy having it, since they have...
I do not.
Didn't know if the fantasy football league thing would have been a part of that.
No.
I mean, I have his phone number, but I'm assuming he probably wouldn't want to have me giving it out.
Yeah,
you
no.
don't think- give it out, just give it a call, give it a text, do something.
Send a nude, you know.
Yeah, just casually send like a little dick pic. Just
He'll know what it means.
only if it's pointing to the left, though. If you point it to the right, that's a different message altogether.
So, Brome, I just sent that video to Free.
Why would you hurt him like that?
Oh, that's loud as shit. That's loud as shit. Techie, why are you the way that you are? What's the button to dive forward?
Oh, the B button.
Oh, come on. Using a lava to jump, that's fucking... Ah.
It
But
only
you
gets
used-
worse from there.
You use the B button to dive and then the B button to recover while you're sliding.
And you can do the B button to do
What
punches.
the fuck is he doing to this bully?
I noticed that.
It only
Did he-
gets worse from there, my friend.
Was he just fucking pulling it with him?
Oh god, I can't. We don't have time for that. It will.
Oh, this is
take
11
about-
minutes. Fuck that. I'm not gonna watch that whole
Yeah.
thing.
It is going to take 3 times as long as the video to explain what's going on in the video. Do you understand?
I see.
I most certainly assure you, you do not see the full picture here.
I mean, I could. I would want to say parallel dimensions, but that's not fast enough for that. Or
Not
is it too
yet.
fast? I skipped ahead to 6 minutes.
It only gets worse from there, don't worry. Anyways, this is called a bully battery. I'm not going to go into how it works or what it... Oh, I mean, I think you can see what it does. Anyways, I've distracted this for long enough.
Didn't do anything.
Oh god.
Techie, I had your rolls last week when you weren't here, or last time we played. I had just the garbage rolls.
Right.
See, this is why you guys need me here, is because if I'm not here,
Garbage
then I
rolls?
give... Yeah, then it just kind of like... I just give it to someone else.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, is that a bad sign? A freeze roll in that? Oh no. Dang, a lot of fireballs dropped on us today.
I just redeemed like 4 things on Farm Stream. Nothing happened, and I'm very sad about it.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it looks like the sound
anyway, so in
alerts
case you-
broke.
If you're actually curious about how this works, there is a video
Alright, we're gonna roll 2d6s.
for
It goes left.
the
Pitch in the
volcano.
yaw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are rocking that one, top right on my side, the one next to your finger. That's the one. That's my opinion.
They found a new strat for this. They found a new strat for this that actually works within
damn
a
it.
minute. By the way.
They made it faster.
Oh, way faster. Did we do? Is it double bully battery? Surely not, right?
We'll give her 5 more minutes, I suppose, to get all the stuff out of her system and wait for Barrel, or should we just jump in?
I sent him a text. It finally just went through, so assuming he's not just passed out in bed right now, he should get it.
There we go.
Don't worry, this one's 1 minute.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what the was about.
How many players did we have last time?
Same man. 5, 6.
Everyone but
You were
Techie?
missing Techie last session.
5, yeah.
Yeah, but you had to play Techie a little bit because story.
Because it was important, yeah.
I was
Yeah,
playing
Techie
Rita, I don't know
decided
what
to
you're
be-
talking about.
Techie decided to become the main character and then not show up.
Right?
There was a very real possibility that that was going to happen today. I almost had to say no.
If that's the case, then we do. Forgot to put that last time.
Alright, so what did you make me do?
That was for you guys progressed in the story. It did some stuff. It didn't actually fight, but you did some stuff. So I forgot to put that last time. XP in the chat. I'll add barrels for them.
XP in the chat, huh?
Indeed.
XP in the chat. The DM is giving us XP.
Windows XP.
Arm loses his because he gets Vista instead.
Hell yeah, it's an upgrade.
What the
Said literally no one ever. Man loves to fucking throw a shade. Alright, well,
Hey, it had to be an upgrade. It was the only way you could play Halo 2, remember?
I didn't even play Halo 2. I sold it to somebody else for $5 because I couldn't fucking get it going.
I would just play Halo 2 on the Xbox.
Yeah,
Free
but
was
I
too
bought
pro
it
back
for
then.
PC, and it was like super cheap at like Walmart or something like that. And I picked up a copy. It was for computer, and I was like, you know what? All right, I have a computer at home. I'll do it. Anyway, it turned out to be Vista only. So, yeah,
Yeah.
another good time because nobody has Vista.
The
Anyways.
original version of games for Windows.
Yep.
Techie, give us a recap of last session.
Fucked up, man.
Yeah, it forces you to read the notes so you know what happened.
You suck.
You know what? That's the perfect punishment for missing the session. You have to read the notes next time.
Why am I being punished? I wasn't here because I was having a major life event.
Absolutely. I'm just a toxic individual, so I gotta call you out.
Motherfucker.
For Techie's benefit, will somebody want to explain what happened last time and how cool their roleplay was?
Vegeta. That's all I remember about the session.
Damn it.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about her power level?
It's 0.
Okay, I'm sorry.
True.
This is an actual accurate representation of what happened last session.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So we arrived at the chapel. I don't know why Lily was a talking horse at the time.
Because
Oh,
Lily
no,
transformed.
no, I do remember. Okay, Lily was in fact a talking horse at the time.
Farm does weird shit for weird reasons. I would just let that one.
No, it's because we needed to go fast. I remember this.
Gotta go fast. Can't turn into a hedgehog. I ain't moving that fast.
The priest says that there wasn't anything wrong,
Yep.
which makes no sense because I know something was wrong.
Yeah, and you roleplayed that as such.
Yeah, hence why Free had to play you.
Because you were the only one who knew that something happened.
So I'm being gaslit. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. That's just the vibe at all times.
Shit, fucking Lily even used a potion to detect thoughts and found a fucking nothing, apparently.
That's because the roll was shit.
Yeah, she
Uh-huh.
passed the wisdom save against it.
You
Okay,
making
so
some salsa?
molcajete.
Oh, I forgot about the bar.
What's the
Yeah.
So, okay, so Lily gives Kamos money. Am I hearing this right?
Yes, it was a bad decision. You got that correct.
I see.
In hindsight, not a good choice.
Yeah.
Hey, I gave her money back.
So
I said that in
instead-
character. I gave her money back.
Instead, Key decides. Key and Kamos decide it might be a good idea to use to buy fucking alcohol.
Hey,
To be fair, though, Lily gave them 5 gold to buy as many scrolls of Detect Thought, a 2nd level spell, as you possibly could. And Kamos did go, and he asked. And he did. He bought as many as he could afford with 5 gold.
And then I bet I did buy Detect Thoughts. It was
Yeah,
the name of the
thing.
shot we took.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that the moment that I leave, everyone decides to get drunk.
Yes.
Yep, and
This is accurate.
things happened.
If it means anything, you stood
basically
guard
missed
outside Fern's door.
Hangover, the D&D episode.
Cool. Oh,
What was that, Farm?
it really is, because even the kid didn't remember what happened a few days ago.
Hmm.
I heard Farm say something.
I said if it made Techie feel better, he was guarding the door that Fern was in while I went and made potions.
Hence the Vegeta back against the door, arms folded. Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
you
what
were
the-
essentially like just doing the Vegeta pose, standing against the wall, staring at the floor with your eyes closed.
All the time.
Arms crossed with one foot up on the wall.
Yep.
I want to be very clear, by the way. I'm shorter than everyone else.
Yep.
Yep.
So's Vegeta.
It's true.
Okay, I guess.
Gentlemen, we had a short joke against Techie before we had one against Barone.
We did have a short joke against me last session.
Okay.
Yeah. Sigurd passed the drunk save throw by a lot. You could tell.
And then destroyed the deck, so I had to slam his fucking chest up against the edge of the deck so he'd stop puking on
Natural
it.
one.
And because Sigurd was too drunk to exist, apparently his hawk tells him what happened.
Yes.
Yep.
Because everything.
And there may or may not be blood enemies now between Derpy and the Hawk. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Well, the Hawk may know my deepest, darkest secret.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I can see that now. Okay.
As it does. Yeah.
So.
This was the
what?
episode we had last time.
Okay, so we did leave from Vulcan's Bay. We just took the girl?
That was
We sure
legal
did.
kidnapping. I don't know what you want.
We just took the girl. Okay, cool.
Farm insisted.
She's my
You-
apprentice.
I
now.
was depressed staring out of the crow's
I'm
nest the whole
sorry.
time, so I
I'm
don't
sorry.
know what happened.
Did we just take a little girl? Take an orphan girl, by the way.
Legal kidnapping.
Ran off from town almost immediately, and then started teaching her magic.
Yeah.
Not accurate in the end.
I was like, actually, no, she could not do magic.
Okay,
I think you missed
tried
that
is the
part.
operative word here.
Everything
Right,
else you
yeah.
said was accurate. but she could not do
Also,
magic.
Fern almost killed Sigurd.
Yeah, that's true. That did happen.
Yeah, she's really good with the sword.
Yes. Extremely.
By accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, that information was discovered by accident.
That won't be relevant.
No.
Okay. Okay, apparently she's also able to use a bow. Okay, cool.
She used a bow. It was alright.
Yeah.
Also, Free,
Kinda
canonically, she is just a
Yes.
short girl with purple hair. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, not purple at all, but
Change
sure,
that.
yeah.
Is this really the DBZA video or episode
It really was.
where Secret tries to teach her to block? No, not block.
Dodge.
It's dodge. Yeah.
Why
it's
didn't you
dodge.
dodge?
Josh!
Why didn't you dodge?
I need an adult.
I
am
am
an
an adult.
Oh god.
And that's it. We're caught up because that's basically how shit happened.
So we have a tiny little super soldier that's also unable to cast magic.
And
no
doesn't
Winter
have a
Soldier,
memory. And felt
No Winter
PTSD.
Soldier.
And has evil aura.
A Winter Soldier, yeah. You're just describing what I'm saying.
And then it turns out that she's like a fucking warlock or something, or something, and then oh, well, that was fun, guys.
Warlock of Tiamat. And Tiamat is
Oh.
pissed.
I like how the worst thing you can think of is Tiamat. Like that's like the end all be all of it of evil, and I'm like, nah, that's pretty on the top spectrum.
Yeah, Tiamat's only on what, the 5th layer of hell?
First,
Is she only on the 1st? I thought she was on the 5th.
when she's stuck in Avernus.
Just for reference, by the way, the Tiamat that I know, did she ever actually have a kid with Bahama? I don't think she did.
Listen, the Tiamat that I know was sat upon, sicked upon. Anyways, the DM decided to throw him against level 1 characters. That was funny.
It was funny.
Yeah, level 1 character. You just got here. How about we fight the first enemy we see? Sure.
Yeah,
What could it be? A goblin? A kobold? No. Fucking Tiamat.
Oh, episode 1 of the D&D animation.
Yep. That sick son of a bitch. Anyways, so yes, that is where we are. So you guys were sailing south. of Vulcan's Bay. You did get through the checkpoint as well. That wasn't this stuff wasn't really mentioned. Just kind of said you slept. You were supposed to head to Corvus, according to what you told him. Oh, that is written there. Never mind. But you got passed by. I do believe that the captain got into a little bit of an argument with Kasori, because Kasori's like, go this way, and he's like, there's nothing there. And Kasori was just like, there's something there. Don't worry about it.
Trust.
Yeah, just trust in the process, right? And that's pretty much where we ended off right now. Also, as just a reminder note, I did put some music in. It's fresh music, reset back in, so the volumes will be out of whack. Watch out for that.
How dare you?
Right? So, and if anything does break or get really weird, just let me know. Otherwise, you do have your own personal volumes. I have mine set to like 15%, so yeah, oops, I didn't mean to ping that. Cool. Anything else to mention before we begin, or does anybody have anything they want to be doing on this little travel part?
I am still in the crow's nest.
Do we have a name for our crew yet?
The crew of the Tidal Tempest? I don't know.
I meant for our adventuring group, I guess, but
Y'all haven't really progressed that part.
I don't know. If Fern wants, Sigurd is probably just gonna keep training her on the sword.
She said she didn't want to touch it anymore. She was scared.
Yeah,
remember?
she's like super hesitant to even touch that sword because she dropped it almost immediately.
All right.
Yeah, this basically happened like, I don't know, only like half hour ago at this time.
Right.
So
yeah.
it's still pretty fresh in her mind. Yeah.
Do you want to try Monk Magic, or do you want to try the bow?
Kind of like just kind of leaning against the deck, like kind of hands in the pockets of her dress, and she's just kind of like head down, like, just kind of like still kind of wide-eyed, surprised at what happened. She's still kind of freaked out. Talon, you basically been watching her this whole time, knowing what you know.
Oh yeah, because you got the two fucking side speaks.
the two side speaks?
Yeah, I pulled
Yeah.
Techie into another call twice.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
Lily's just going to
Talon
approach.
has information.
Yeah, Lily's just
Sorry,
going to approach Talon and just kind of take her, like usher her off to the side. Just, is there anything more you know that might help us figure out what's wrong with her? And of course, I asked this while Techie's AFK.
Yeah, Techie, push to talk, Techie. Nope, might be AFK. That usually sets people off to go, oops.
Sorry,
Oh, wait.
my mom called me. I don't know what you.
Fair enough.
I tried to call my mom like an hour ago. Just kind of like talk to her about my day. She put me on hold for like an hour or so.
To be fair, though, how was your day?
Oh boy.
Fair.
I won't go too far into it, but the assistant manager in my area is hilariously incompetent, and maybe has done things that has actually done things that could get her fired at this point.
Oh,
Every time I grab that volume bar and pull it, it fucking pings the map, and I hate it. Sorry, continue.
I don't want to spend too long on it, but yeah, she slammed on the desk of one of my coworkers, and it turns out that the licenses that we need to access like 90% of the applications we use required approval from her this entire time, and not from IT. So like almost I think 8, 9 people were waiting on IT when we were actually waiting on her.
Oh.
And then she
Jackie, did you hear Parm's thing? He approached your character earlier. I'm not sure if you were here for that.
I did not, sorry.
So, Parm, repeat yourself.
Yeah. Lily's going to basically approach and usher Talon to the side, just kind of quietly, while taking eye glances over at Fern and Sigurd. Just, is there anything else that you know about Fern that might help us figure out what's going on with her? You're the only one that seems to be in the know of anything right now.
So, as far as, like, and I'm going to assume at this point that the only thing that I knew was what happened when I tried to detect good and evil one time, or define sense, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, you didn't learn anything new after, on the session that you were gone, aside from the fact that she has a proficiency with swords.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing in magic.
Yeah. And literally can't even cause a spark with magic, which even the guy that I taught how to try and cast Druidcraft, he could at least cast little sparks, like failure sparks. She has no magic at all.
Well, given that guy had proficiency in a different school of,
Yeah.
or different
But like she can't
whatever.
do anything is the issue. Like she can't get even a failure of an arcane ring or anything.
Well, I'm just gonna like kind of lean over and whisper, like, I'll be honest. The only thing that I know is that when we met her, I could very clearly sense some sort of evil presence from her. I'm not sure what it was, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the best we can do right now is just monitor her and see what happens with her. But I'll be honest, it was a very terrifying experience.
I tried to take a peek in her head, but her willpower pushed me out, so...
Yeah. The only reason I freaked out as much as I did is just because of just how intense intense I guess that feeling was.
Does it feel like something's got a hold of her, or is it just like a radiation coming from her?
And I'm going to assume here, Free, that it was more like just a general radiation, just a general feeling.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was nothing visual. It's just like a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a vague feeling, or it was not vague, but it was definitely just a feeling. It was a very strong feeling at that. And it was to the point where I felt like it needed our immediate attention.
The best way to describe it would be very akin to your paladin aura. It's not something you choose to exude, it just happens based on your, proficiency and personality strength, and just kind of there's like a little aura of it around you. It's kind of the same it's just like a feeling. There's nothing, you can't physically see anything. You probably couldn't draw a line with chalk with it. It's like, it's just kind of exuding energy, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I can't really be more.
Could you tell if it was like magical in origin, or is it just like her demeanor is giving off an evil aura? Like when you use that power, does it allow you to be able to look at someone and be able to, judge them, I guess? Or is it literally just a penchant to how they exist.
It I guess it would be magical by nature, in kind of the same way that, you know, I don't think it's a really big surprise that I get my power in a slightly different way than you do, right?
That's why I'm trying to understand, because
It's
if Keelani's theory is correct, then it might not have had something to do with Keoland that has severed her magic, because if she's exuding energy still, then there's something still there.
I don't think we know enough to discount or settle on anything at the moment. I think we just have to kind of keep watch and pick up the try to put the pieces together as we go along. I know it's not very satisfying at the moment, like not a satisfying answer at the moment, but it's the best we have. I mean, I'll try and keep an eye on her as best as I can.
As long as we make sure she's safe.
And she will be.
But I guess that in turn turns to us and making sure we are safe.
I mean, we've made it this far, right?
You saw how easily that she disarmed Sigurd.
And we do have to kind of wonder where she got those skills, but like I said, at the moment, I'm gonna watch her, not hold anything against her, of course, but I'll keep an eye out and just make sure that nothing happens. Plus, I mean, we just need to kind of, it would probably be good for us to just help her figure out what's going on with her, like with her as well, right? I figured that she would appreciate that. So.
I wonder if there's anything we can do, something along the lines of like greater restoration. There's got to be a way to see about fixing her.
I feel like that's. I don't feel like that would be the case. Because if we went to a priest and he said that he saw nothing wrong at all, like
maybe we should try to speak to a wizard.
Maybe, I don't know. I think our first course of action though is to determine exactly what the nature of this, like what the nature of it is, and work towards a solution from there. But that's something that we don't have to do right now. For all we did just kind of go into a little panic over it, so. I don't disagree that we need to do something eventually, but I just don't think we need to do anything right now. I think the best we can do is just monitor it.
And Lily will just kind of lean against the railing of the deck and watch Sigurd consoling Fern.
And it is Keelani's turn to be leaning against the deck, all Vegeta-like. To ruin the moment. There we go. So yeah, you just kind of continue observing her. She's kind of like really like somber at this point. Still kind of in shock of what happened because it wasn't like she doesn't have the skill. Like she didn't show that. It was almost like instinctive. That was the best way to describe it. The way she just disarmed Sigurd like that. Yeah. Speaking of Sigurd, Sigurd Kamos, what are you guys doing?
I'm still up in the crow's nest until we get to wherever we're going.
And you can see that they've started to turn in towards land. You see nothing but land.
Not even any water?
Well, yeah, like you're turning into what looks like a bay of some kind, but you don't see any structures, nothing to convey that there's anybody living out here at all. It looks just like natural land.
Gonna walk over and kind of.
You do see that Kasori is at the helm with the captain, and he's kind of talking to him and kind of directing.
Okay. I'm gonna give Fern like a little pat on the head. I'm just gonna say, you feeling okay?
I think so. I don't know what happened. Is he okay? Kind of points to Sigurd, who's still kind of like wrapping up his arm. A little bandage.
Trust me, he's fine.
Man, that was impressive.
I was say, and it'll take a lot more than that.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Sigurd. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Oh, you are perfectly alright, Fern. This happens in training.
Yeah. Oh, so this is part of
She's still kind of shaking a little bit, like she's very obviously just like rattled by this.
would we have any like wooden swords, like training swords?
That's what she used, I think.
We used
Wasn't
clubs.
it, or was it a?
Another.
I handed her my short sword. And
That's what it was. And you used the club, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sigurd and his there's a new beginner. They'll be fine with a real weapon.
You should not have given her a real weapon.
Oh, the hubris.
Oh, I mean, I'm fine with it.
Love it. Love it.
I'm actually. Wait, no, I did take damage and I got healed. Never mind.
Yeah. And there would be no like wooden swords per se, but there's like bits of wood that you could hold, and it's like a little club kind of thing. So they would probably use some similar.
Okay. I'll pick up two of the lighter ones. There's like two of the lighter pieces. Kind of ask her like, here, hand me the sword.
And she's extremely hesitant to take it. You kind of hold it out, and she's like reeling back a little bit. She's like, I don't want to hurt anybody.
Don't worry. I'm going to be smart and not toss the sword.
Lily will like lean over Talon's shoulder and just look at her like, if you beat Talon, I'll give you extra rations tonight.
Roll a persuasion check, either Techie or Parm, and you can gain advantage from the other one.
Okay.
I'm sure you
I'll
have
do-
higher persuasion than me, Mr. Charisma Caster.
I do, in fact.
I have a -1.
I'm assuming I'm rolling this at advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, you have advantage for the Estes.
Whoa.
Are you?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay, I have to check something
Welcome back,
now.
Techie. Welcome back.
Wait.
Not have you.
Wait. What do I get for? Hold on.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Can
Oh, why
I
do you
use
have-
her?
Why do you have 2 bonus? Oh, yeah, 1 proficiency, right? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, like, yeah. Welcome back, Techie.
Can I use a hero point?
If you think it's worth it.
Fuck it.
Didn't take long.
Hey.
Oh, that's a little better. It's a little better.
Much better.
Yeah. And you technically have advantage, so you could try again.
Fish for that
Come on,
crit.
that's funny.
I'm going to treat it as a luck effect or a fortune
Yeah,
effect,
yeah.
and not as
Don't wanna tempt that fate, huh?
no. It's more of that would be a fortune effect, and you know it.
So she very gingerly kind of takes the end.
Mhm.
She's still very like she's like shaking. Obviously, she doesn't feel super comfortable, but she kind of takes it reluctantly.
I'll place the actual sort of side, and just kind of with like a hand behind my back, hold up the. I think it would be more like a plank, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's like a mop handle kind of vibe.
Okay.
You know, like just a little piece of wood, not like broken and snap, but like you know, they probably have a couple like little billy clubs that they would have had, like blackjacks almost.
Yeah.
And that's what Sigurd got from one of the crew members. They kind of handed him just like a club with some tape around it, kind of thing.
Okay.
Lily will cast Druidcraft to try and like grow a little bit around the handle, just to try and give it a little bit more stability, kind of like a hilt guard kind of thing on both of them for
I
them.
mean, you ain't catching a blade with a flower, but I see what you're going for.
Yeah, make
The
it look
aesthetic
nice.
is there.
Yeah,
I mean,
The aesthetic is there, yeah.
frankly, it gives her like a bit of like wrapping, I guess, to help it on.
Yeah, put a little bit of moss.
And honestly, I don't need Farm to do it. I can do it myself.
you know,
Mhm.
I'm
No,
the
no.
druid. Stop it.
I'm the fucking ancient paladin.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the druid now. Look at me.
It's called
I'm-
Druidcraft, not Ancient Craft.
Oh, cool, I can do it too.
God fucking
I
damn
have
it.
it all.
Fucking Sigurd out here with his damn magic initiate style, you know, just
I wasn't even from that. I don't think.
All right.
everybody can druidcraft. It's just a fucking thing now.
Goddamn druid bargain sale.
Right. So anyways, yeah, so she takes this thing, you kind of sprout some little flowers on it. You think it's adorable. First off, Parm. Just
I'm just gonna kind of ask her, "Are you ready?"
what for what?
I'm gonna do just a little bit of sparring. Don't worry, I won't hurt you.
You just see like an evil glint in her eye. I didn't agree to this.
'Cause I don't even know what to do.
I'm sure you'll catch on quick.
I mean,
Just do whatever feels natural.
yeah, honestly, do what feels natural, and and then we can talk about it later.
Okay.
Lily, count us in.
3, 2, 1, fight. Roll for initiative.
Due to her
roll for initiative.
instability, she just stands there awkwardly. So.
You don't need to roll for initiative. Techie just needs to start rolling his death saves.
That was a cold line, and I love it.
Toxic.
Techie, she is almost frozen with like what? Like so. I mean, if you're doing something, you do it first.
Nice sweep for the feet.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Twist his dick.
No, when she just kind of stands there, I just kind of like I go like a little bit limp. Like, well, I guess this
Watch
is
out for
fair.
a counter.
Lily's just gonna
Looks you
whisper
dead in the eyes and
over.
says, "Well, you see, I have this ability. It's called full counter."
God damn it!
Lily's just gonna
Yeah.
lean into Talon and just remember, she doesn't know how she's doing it. It's natural to her. So just go
I
at her and
know, I
see
know.
what see how she reacts.
Okay.
And then Lily will back away again.
And then I'll just kind of jaunt on and like do like a not jaunt, I guess, but I'll like briskly walk on forward
Excuse me.
and give her just give like a light swing.
All right, make an attack roll.
God.
It'd be considered a club. Simple
Club,
weapon.
okay. God, what's a club? Is it D4?
A simple weapon, yeah. D4 for damage.
You can always just import it to yourself to make it easier.
Yeah. 3, I would have proficiency in this too, so...
I mean, technically it would be an improvised weapon.
No, it's an actual weapon.
Yeah, it's a club.
It's a
No, I
club.
thought you were saying it was like a broom handle.
No, it's like the idea is that using a longsword is fine, but that's not really good for close quarters, like tight cramped quarters, which is why a lot of sailors carry like little blackjacks on and little billy
Yeah.
clubs. So,
Thumpers.
Gaps.
Ooh.
yeah, so you basically just bash her right across the face. Oh.
I said I hit her lightly.
Oh yeah, it's not super heavy, but like you kind of do like a swing, and she kind of closes her eyes and kind of like puts it out in front of her like she's holding like a broom almost, and you just kind of like easily knock it out of the way and just kind of like slaps her across the cheek a little bit, little bit of redness, not even a bruising, but she kind of like kind of panics and falls backwards onto her butt.
Oh.
Come on, Fern, you can do it.
I don't like this anymore, Mr. Stark.
No, it's Sigurd, not Stark.
Fuck you, farm.
I heard that. I've heard that Germanic little in there. The Stark.
No, everyone heard that, I think.
Nobody uses an axe here. I don't know what you're thinking about.
Out.
Got it, good.
Figure just hides his hand axe.
So yeah, she kind of like on the ground, kind of like just kind of gets up to her feet. She's like, okay.
Lily is going to cast her. What the hell was the name of it again? My healing spirit.
Your healing spirit, yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna hop over onto her shoulder and help her.
Mm-hmm.
Keep her healed up between attacks, essentially.
Here. Just a moment, if that's alright. Fern, can I talk with you over here?
And she's like, I guess, I don't know. Kind of like
Okay.
standing
I'm
up
just
there,
gonna
just kind of like
Pull
picks
her
up the
to
little
other
club
side of the
thing.
deck. And, I'm gonna... cast Longstrider on her.
Oh, God. What's this
To say,
for?
you can do this. Trust me. She's a lot slower than she looks.
Why is it?
You can do it, Fern, okay?
All right. Okay. So she's like, okay. And then she kind of like, and you can almost see her like kind of the way you taught her to hold it forward, kind of swing it this way, you know, and kind of like, okay, step 1, step 2, step 3 kind of thing, right? And she takes a couple strides forward. Talon has this kind of like, you know, kind of battle stance. Probably, I'm assuming a little bit looser than you would against an actual enemy, but you're still kind of like holding a weapon in front of you. You see, she basically kind of like charges forward, and thanks to Sigurd, is at alarming speed. And she doesn't even realize it, but you can see her eyes are closed the whole time. And yeah, so she basically she takes a swing at you. I cannot even make this up. That's a natural one.
Oh no!
Oh no!
So yeah, it's basically like rushes at you, kind of battle cry, Techie, eyes closed, and just misses you completely, trips and eats shit on the deck.
I'll actually like sidestep out of the way there.
Yeah, just boom, and just goes like just skidding onto the deck.
The fox wraps its tail around her face, and she just feels the brush of the fur, and it heals her up.
And I'll come over and kind of like help her up.
And you kind of help her out. She's got like skinned knees is basically the worst of it. The fox is kind of like wrapped around her like a little scarf.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what I want you to do, try and take a swing at me. All right. I won't move at all. No. I'll only try and move to block it. All right. And more
I don't-
importantly,
I don't think this is very fun.
well, and more importantly, keep your eyes open.
Hey,
Watch what
Sigurd,
I'm
why don't you
doing.
let her try out your short sword again?
Sure.
Or-
If Talon is alright with that.
I'd actually rather us not use real weapons. She's not
She
that
felt-
used to use.
She seemed
Using
more
one.
proficient with a sword than a club.
Yeah. If she said it was more comfortable.
She's got like the figure 8 watery eyes right now from anime. You know, just kind of like, "Ah,
Please?
what are we doing here? I don't like
Fine.
this."
Oh, fine.
Okay.
You can take it.
Fair.
You're all armored up.
Alright.
Well, you said this felt more comfortable, right?
She actually didn't say anything.
Okay.
It looked like when she grabbed the short sword from Sigurd, it's like there's the whole like, you know, this is how you hold it. This is your grip. He didn't have to say any of that. She just kind of held it properly the first time.
Okay.
Alright.
She goes, "But, I don't know. The last time I hurt Mr. Sigurd with that,
Lily
it
will
was an
step
accident.
forward.
I didn't want to do it."
Lily's gonna step forward and
Yeah, don't
snap
worry about
the
that.
and snap the hilt guard or the blade guard over the hilt, so that way she can still hold it like a short sword, but it's not got the blade. It's basically she'd be attacking with the blunt side of the blade, but would feel like a blade, if that makes sense.
Huh?
I have no idea what you just said.
I have literally
Yeah.
zero clue.
Basically,
how
the
this would
sword is
even-
still in the scabbard and it's clipped into the scabbard, but like
Okay.
remove the shoulder
Okay.
strap of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
You should.
That's not at all what you said. No, I was
That
very
is not at all
confused.
what you said.
I
You
honestly
should've
don't know
said-
where I was going.
Confused.
My brain
It's like,
forgot
I'm
what
just out here
scabbard
taking
was.
apart short swords. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was like, you rotated the blade?
No. No. You
That's
gave
what
her
I
the sword.
interpreted.
You gave her the sword inside the scabbard and clipped it on.
Yeah,
Understood.
Okay.
my brain
Understood.
forgot the
Okay.
word scabbard. That was why I was confused why I was
Okay.
saying
I was
while I
like,
was
you
saying it too.
snapped the blade? I'm like, what?
Scabbard, sheath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Either
Okay.
way. Anyways.
well, here. Is this any? Would this be better? This way you.
I don't know.
Oh, does it still feel light enough to? You know. Still
It
feel
wouldn't be
light
that much
enough to
heavier.
happen?
Would be that much heavier.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it would be, but that
Be
little
like
bit.
maybe
To
a
be fair,
pound or two.
that little bit would matter to someone who's newer to using a weapon, right?
Yeah. She kind of takes it with both hands, and she's. You get the feeling that most of it is her nerves at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I have calm emotions?
Head drugging
Nah,
her up on
sadly, I
spells at
don't.
this point.
I mean, it would be the perfect time to use a spell like calm emotions because she's anxious.
Actually, you know what I have?
Calm emotions?
No, heroism.
There you go.
Oh.
Just buffing her up with spells.
Yeah. Fast,
don't know.
confident.
I don't know if this counts as the frightened condition. But the flavor text says that she's that a willing creature touches imbued with bravery.
Just
We
give her a
had
little pep
Mukomo
talk.
play a guy who was such a wreck that he
Mhm.
couldn't even fucking do anything. But he cast heroism on himself, and he was like, "This is how I'll become an adventurer." So absolutely, I'm here for it.
All right.
Just makes you feel heroic.
Yeah, you just give her a heroic little speech, a little pep talk.
Yeah. Confidence.
I mean, honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come up to her like as she's like still shaking, just kind of put my hand on her shoulder and say like, "All right, listen, take a deep breath, breathe in,
She breathes in this huge puff of breath. Her chest puffs out.
and then right before she exhales, I'm gonna cast heroism on her."
Little spark of energy hits her. She breathes out, and you see she's got this kind of calm demeanor now.
Little Super Saiyan 2 sparks of lightning all over her.
Got that like, you know, when the closed eyes character opens their eyes, that intensity, you know.
Sleeping Zenitsu?
There you go.
Now,
So, okay.
I'm gonna stand there. I'm going to stand still. I want you to try and make a swing at me, and while you're doing it, make sure you keep your eyes open and look at me the entire time. All right?
Yeah. Yes, Miss Talon, of course.
And then I'm going to kind of back off like a few paces, maybe like 5-10 feet, and just kind of hold my sword out, like hold the club out. I don't know.
Okay.
Just like in front of me, and just say whenever you're ready.
So with the heroism on her, she actually has her eyes open this time. She kind of holds the weapon out, and she'll attempt to make an attack against you. And you wish to do anything specific, or are you just gonna take the hit? Kind of like you're not like taking the hit, but like you're not dodging him, saying or anything like that.
I'm not gonna dodge. I am going to try and like deflect the attack.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Dichotomy of man.
What'd you roll?
Oh yes.
I can't make this up, man.
Oh.
I can't make this up.
Oh, beautiful.
Cool. Love that.
So very similar to when Sigurd was sparring Talon, there is like a blink, and with the long strider, even we're gonna thunderclap and flash this basically, crashes into you with this blade, breaking your block completely. Is gonna be about 9 points of slashing damage. Well, it'd be bludgeoning. It'd be bludgeoning because of the scabbard.
I just imagine her like close her eyes, go into like a fucking side stance, breathe through her teeth, and then just disappears and smacks her in the back of the knees.
Yeah, you
Drops
get
her to
like
her
this.
knees.
She's actually taller than Talon because Talon is. Would you say you're about 4 something, 3 something?
I'm not definitely a 3.
Yeah. She's like a good 5 foot, so she's probably at least
Okay.
like a little higher taller than you. But
Yeah.
yeah, she basically just like you have this wide oh shit, as she just kind of like goes right through your guard. Your weapon goes skidding across the deck, very similar to Sigurd, and you actually like fly backwards and hit the deck. You've completely off your feet.
Lily's just like staring like mid cheer, just
Ooh.
hell yeah, Fern!
Oh.
Was Sigurd able to follow that?
Yes, you were. Everybody's. Whereas last time, everybody was kind of chatting amongst themselves, and Sigurd, you're the only one who really experienced it because it kind of happened, and then everyone looked. This time, everyone was watching, and it's like, yeah. She holds that weapon with the grace of an experienced swordsman that you don't even know if you have that much techie. you've held a sword your most of your life, and there's like a little spark in you that is afraid for a split second before it kind of washes back over in that like, you know, kind of panic moment. And as you're laying there on the deck, you kind of look up and like you get that like oblong view of kind of looking up at her. She almost looks older and more serious for a second, and then you kind of blink away, and she's just back to this kind of like the heroism kind of fades out of the burst, and her eyes go wide. She drops the weapon and goes, "Oh my god, I'm sorry."
Actually, hold on. Hold on. I need to double check something real quick.
Looks like we have a little sword master in our
Guys,
midst.
I rolled a 1 and then a
Okay.
20. This is the dichotomy of man. Like, this is
Okay,
fucking
I
ridiculous.
do not have bonus to saving throws equal to my charisma modifier, so okay.
You're not like mechanically frightened or anything. It was just this kind of split sec. Oh, Jesus
No,
Christ.
we're good. Okay, no, she still has heroism. Okay, we're all good.
Oh, damn.
Concentration.
This is a casual fucking natural 20. Don't you do that to me.
I'm just imagining she's essentially fucking Nell from Bleach for a moment there. Free won't get the reference, but anybody else who's
I don't
watched
get the
Bleach.
I don't get the reference
I-
now.
Don't get the reference either.
Barrel would get
But-
the reference.
Yeah, Barrel
But
would
yeah,
get the
like
reference.
there's this moment where she's like, you know, she's like completely in tune with it, but then like it fades and she goes, "Oh my god, I'm sorry," and she like drops the weapon to the ground and she runs forward to try and pick you up.
And like, as she kind of picks me up off the ground, like, I just give her like the biggest smile. Like, I pat her on the head. No, you did a good job.
She has full tears in her eyes, streaming down her cheeks. She goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry."
What are you?
And she's
what are you
like crying.
What are you apologizing for? You did
The
good.
the fox will hop off her shoulders and wrap around Talon and heal her up. And then hop back over onto Fern's shoulder.
And then she goes, "This is not fun, guys. This is not fun. I don't like this."
Lily comes over and hands her an extra ration. A deal's a deal.
She's like, she doesn't even register you at first. She's still kind of like full panic, and you kind of have to like press it into her hands almost, and then she kind of takes it. But she's still just kind of like standing there, kind of leaning back and forth on her feet, looking like super nervous, like heavy breathing still.
Yeah, she's still got heroics. She should be fine.
It almost like all of the heroism like burned up is the way I was kind of describing it. Like it's like that's how quick and heavy that this was. She's like, she's definitely like there was like the burst of speed and the heroism, and it took you right by surprise.
I'll go to kind of pick up the plank off the ground or off the deck, and just kind of put my hand on her shoulder again, and just kind of tell her like, listen, you don't need to like fighting, but it is good to know how to fight in case you need it. I'm not saying that this is necessarily going to be fun. I'm not saying that you need to enjoy it, but I will say that it is something that you should learn how to do. And from the looks of it, you seem to carry yourself really well.
I don't like hurting people. It's
And
not fun.
And that's fine. I
I
mean,
think it'd be more of a problem if you were enjoying hurting people.
frankly, none of us like hurting anyone, but sometimes if they want to hurt us, we need to do something about it.
Yeah, we didn't want to hurt those people that were attacking you in the streets yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
but we did it to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
Had we known you were able to do this, we would have just showed up and gave you a short sword. You could have dealt with them yourself. And she'll just like ruffle her hair.
She does not like that you said that. She just begins bawling.
Oh,
Lily's just gonna be like taken aback, just kind of like, I. This is why Kilani does the talking.
And I'll give her like a little hug and just kind of like pat her on the back as she's crying there.
I want to go lie down. I don't feel very good.
All right. Well,
Kind of makes her way back down to the cabin,
mhm.
holding the ration.
And I'll kind of like help lead her along.
Meanwhile, while this is going on, Kamos, you're
Yes.
sailing right for that reef. Like there's no place to really get a berth here. It's just yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah, what's going on?
We're heading towards the reef.
Kasori!
That's intentional.
Okay.
Nothing
well,
to worry about.
what do you
Runs
mean by
around.
that?
I mean, I know exactly where we are and exactly where we're going. Kasori's got her mask off in her offhand and is just kind of rubbing the inside of it.
Okay, but there's a reef.
You think there's a reef?
What?
So what you notice is as you guys get close here, there's a lot of high rocky cliffs. And there is like a layer of almost like a mist or fog that's kind of rolling off of the ocean itself. And I'll pull up the splash. And you see almost just pure wilderness.
Been a while since I've seen this view.
The captain's just like, yeah, I'm with the other ones. There's not really much there. I don't really know what to do. We're gonna crash if we keep going forward.
And now that we're close and it's getting a little dicier, especially for Captain who's never been here, I'm gonna start giving fairly comprehensive directions, just kind of gently steering the ship around towards a section that doesn't look like there's a gap, but as you hook in, you notice that there's not huge, but a small or a medium-sized place you could fit a ship through carefully.
Like a natural optical illusion.
Yeah, just like the shoreline obscures it, but you get around past it, you can actually see that there is actually a little passage in. And it's not hugely far. It's, 5 minutes of sailing-ish. And it opens up, and the cliffs and stuff you're seeing from the outside of the island just now, revealing itself to be a nice little valley. And at the end of the valley is a dock and a fairly small village, like a dozen buildings. A fairly large storehouse for how large the village appears to be.
Captain's just kind of like he stepped back and he's let you take the wheel at this point, and he's just kind of like you hear him just kind of whistling, going, "Whoa! Been down here a thousand times, never seen this."
I'm gonna hand Captain my bullseye lantern. I'm pretty sure I have a bullseye lantern still.
I think you got one in the first session.
Yeah, but there's definitely one. Yeah, I have one. I'm gonna hand him my bullseye lantern and tell him to signal shore. And
What?
I'm gonna give him a signal that is completely non-standard. So it's like you're telling someone to put Morse code in, but it's not actually letters you're telling them to type.
Yeah, he's like, I know nautical code, but this is not a phrase. This is weird. This is just gibberish. What are you? Okay. And he's kind of like, he's flashing it like you say. You see, there's a bit of a pause, and then you see some flashes back,
Exactly what I was hoping to see. And then I'll direct the ship towards one of the berths on the side, relative to the small amount of space.
The ship all but barely fits on this. This isn't really meant for large ships to kind of enter in, but you managed to find one that would not destroy anything if you were to try and park it, basically. You have to parallel park, though. That's just part of it.
Yep. Well, I guess it's time to say, welcome to the Fox's Den.
And you see that on the little dock line, there's not many people. There's like maybe 2 or 3 figures kind of standing out there. They're all wearing just kind of like dark clothing, leathers, and like kind of like almost like ponchos almost. They're all kind of just like they were kind of working around the area. As you kind of get closer, you see that some of the crew start throwing ropes down. They start catching them and tying off the boat and stuff. Seems pretty natural. You don't see any of their faces as they all have like hoods up. And yeah, because Kasori just seems very naturally at home.
Quite literally at home. This is where I grew up. So Kasori is going to put on her mask, and as the ship's getting tied and everything, she's gonna lower the gangplank and get straight to shore as quickly as she can. And then she's just scanning up and down the dock to see if there's anyone else who isn't wearing a hood and has their mask exposed like she does. And when she doesn't see anybody there, she's going to keep moving up the dock, kind of gesturing to the rest of the party to follow.
So the rest of the party, I believe, were on the deck. Kamos, you're up in the crow's nest the whole time, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception.
So you're not really that big of a stranger to secret docks. Judging by the lifestyle you've led. This one kind of stands out a little bit. A lot of the times the secret docks are kind of built to kind of hide themselves. This one almost doesn't seem to need it. It's got like almost like a natural camouflage. One thing that kind of stands out to you that is odd is the valley seems to be completely devoid of this mist, but the mist is kind of clinging to the sides of the valley and around the edges, all where you came in. It's almost like it's kind of like creating like a bubble around this little village. You also, as you look over the village, you don't see very many figures moving. You see a few that were on the dock itself, and maybe like a small handful going through the actual village itself, based on the little extra height that you got being up in the crow's nest. You're probably about 30 feet off the deck.
These are my people. They love the darkness, hiding in the shadows.
And it's not exactly super late in the day, but it almost seems like there's like a little veil over this place. Like it's got this almost twilighty kind of aspect to it, just based on the fact that you guess that if the sun were to be directly beaming down on this village, it would be like high noon kind of thing, but like the mountains kind of obscure the light quite heavily.
I start climbing down from the crow's nest.
And as the rest of you, I'm assuming everybody's kind of getting off the ship at this point. Kalani kind of reaches out and kind of touches your arm, Lily, and just says, "I'll watch the kid, make sure she doesn't go crazy, or something."
Just stay out of the booze.
I make 0 promises.
Yeah, that's something Beryl would say.
I was thinking that's the perfect barrel
Yeah, that's
response.
actually. It's actually
Listen,
pretty
I know
accurate.
you guys better than you know yourselves, apparently.
Really?
I got the
Techie
techie-
thought of Vegeta.
Yeah, I got the techie angst, but with a little bit of compassion. We got the pure angst with just zero respect for anything. From Beryl. Just yeah. So yeah, Kalani kind of like goes and does her own Vegeta pose on the deck, just kind of watching. As you start to climb off the gangplank, you notice she does pull out a little flask. You're not even off the boat yet, Lily. It'll be fine.
One of these days,
Big
I'm gonna
swig.
swap out her alcohol and just make it taste like alcohol, but it's actually just water.
You'll make an enemy for life doing that.
Swap it out with vinegar.
Oh,
I mean, you let the wine sit long enough, it'll turn into vinegar.
Right?
we're not letting it sit long enough.
Yeah, you think it would last long enough though?
So, anyways, you guys all kind of disembark the ship. The crew basically kind of manning it. They're kind of setting themselves up for rebirth. Maybe some slight repairs as needed if for any of the general stuff. One thing you guys notice is that as Kasori kind of like almost prances down the deck, you see the three figures that are there. They basically have hoods and these little like kind of face scarves kind of pulled up to cover most of their face. They each kind of like just bow their heads slightly, and they kind of avert their eyes from Kasori as Kasori kind of wanders down this dock.
I'm not gonna question it, but I'm gonna have like one of those looks, you know.
They don't necessarily do that with you guys. You notice that they are watching you quite intently, almost with a kind of slight suspicion. It seems like they've completely like parted the sea for Kasori, basically.
So yeah, Kasori's gonna be having quite the time going down the docks towards shore.
You don't see anybody that you would recognize as the upper echelon. You just see the standard villagers. You notice that there are a lot fewer of them than you remember. And it's only been... I don't know how long your voyage would have been before you went on that first session. How long would you say it's been?
Like probably 2 or 3 months from the day we board Concord Dawn.
So it's basically been about 6 months total, like maybe half a year at most. But there doesn't seem to be a lot of activity, and it does kind of throw you off a little bit.
I'll make note of that and make my way to the largest of the storehouses. You will, or the party should notice that there isn't. Well, there definitely looks to be a bar. There isn't really like anything you would typically find in a village. Like you're not seeing a general store or, you know, inns or stuff like that, like you might expect from a fishing village or something like that. It's basically all homes or storehouses, and then one building that is basically a bar or communal tavern kind of deal.
Not a lot of detail as well. It's they're very plain buildings. So you said you moved to which one? Like the big storehouse?
The big storehouse, yeah.
Yeah, see, unless anybody has anything else specific, I'm just going to assume you're following. Kasori makes their way to this kind of big storehouse, kind of up a small set of steps, and there's like this just kind of plain door that she kind of walks up to. It looks like a warehouse almost. It doesn't even. It's got no markings on it whatsoever.
Anybody? Anything before I continue?
Sigurd just has his hawk with him.
Okay.
Assange.
The whole time the hawk is sitting on like Sigurd's shoulder. You just fuck, man. Is this thing shooting dirty looks at Kamos every now and then, or what? Like this is, it's giving him the bombastic side eye.
Yeah.
Kamos is oblivious to it. He's just kind of zombie walking through this.
No, I'm imagining the hawk like giving a slight grin now.
Pretty much
it was
does
good.
last session too.
Yeah.
It did do that.
I know
Okay.
something you don't know. Yeah. So yeah, the floor is yours, Kasori.
Like that.
Go ahead, Techie.
No, I was just saying like that slight shading grin.
So, yeah, Sora leads the way towards the largest storehouse kind of building, and then goes to open it, and as she's opening it, someone opens it from the inside. You know, two people trying to use the same door at the same time. The person on the other side notices Kasori, gives a start, bows, gets out of the way, and then, you know, Kasori gives the nod of thanks, steps in. And as soon as Kasori steps in, the other person steps out between the two groups, just completely not giving any deference to the party.
You see a slightly larger figure, also adorned in the same kind of clothing as the dock workers, just kind of like bouncer style. Kasori's let in, but you guys aren't. They're just kind of like stepping in front of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So Kasori will walk into the building, pause, doesn't hear the party coming in, turns around and opens the door, just looks at the the guard for the storehouse. And it's like, you can let them in.
The guard kind of never locks eyes with you, but kind of bows their head and just kind of grunts like, as you say. And if you guys see that this person who had basically shut the door on you opens the door and very annoyed kind of jerks their head towards the door and only steps halfway out of the door. So you kind of have to awkwardly shuffle past them.
I run straight into them because I'm just so oblivious right now.
Yeah.
Just curious, how tall is everyone in this village?
They're about,
Everyone is normal-ish.
yeah, about standard human height between 5 and 6 usually.
Kasori is noticeably shorter than all of them.
Yeah. And it is also extremely obvious that like Kasori's being given some kind of deference. As you guys enter into this room, into this area, you're in almost like a small little kind of waiting area. And in the area, you see there's not a lot of decoration, but there are a few smaller kind of like chairs and stools, etc. There's like a desk at the one corner, and there's a large set of double doors behind the desk. Almost like it would be like a receiving kind of area. You see that there's one kind of person sitting at the desk, and as Kasori kind of approaches, they kind of stand up immediately and just bow their head again.
Kasori is going to nod at them and ask, you know, are my parents around?
Master Taruset is away, but Mistress Miru is in the back. Yes.
Excellent. And then Kasori will give a nod and gesture for everyone to follow and pushes open the doors.
Mistress, it is not really appropriate for outsiders to enter.
Kasori's gonna stop, turn, and kind of give them a flat look. Are you really telling me this?
I am simply saying it is. It goes against the master's direction. Forgive me. I do not mean to speak out of turn. I just...
We can wait outside if you need to, Kasori.
This is my crew. They are welcome.
As you say. And like the whole time their head is like completely in a full at the waist bow, and they're just kind of like backing up, getting out of the way.
So Kasori moves through the doors, and as you enter, it's a large open space, and what the hell? Sorry. It's a large open space, and then you'll notice on one half of it almost is taken up by, the three exterior walls, and then a large, kind of like chain link fence with a door built into it, kind of just like a simple storage space. And then the opposite side of the building is 9 smaller cages. Again, not cages, but smaller storage spaces. All of them have 3 solid walls and then 1 wall that is made out of a fence material like a chain link fence we would expect. Spread throughout some of the smaller cages is small little piles of items. All of them are kind of like wrapped for transport. So you kind of get the vibe that the 9 cages are staging areas, and then the larger space is just general storage or something earlier. So Kasori steps in, looks around, and then calls out for her mom. Just, Mother, Mom. Just looking around for her.
You see that there are probably about a dozen people in this general area. Most of them have the same kind of idea. They're all kind of hoods up. You see Kasori kind of rush forward, like almost like haphazardly, just into the main area and just start shouting for her mother, basically. Eventually, there's kind of like a hushing noise, and you see down a set of steps from one of the staging areas is this a lot taller than Kasori by at least how tall are you again, Kasori? You're 5'4"?
4'5".
4 or 5. Okay, yeah. So you're like probably just like over a foot taller. This feminine figure kind of steps down, wearing a mask that is almost identical to Kasori's. And you see that they're wearing like fairly nice clothing. Nothing extravagant though. Very, very plain for what it looks like, and kind of steps down, and without even saying a word, just kind of extends their arms.
Aunt Kasori, seeing the invite, immediately launches herself.
You see Kasori kind of hugs this figure, and the figure just kind of like hugs them back and starts stroking their hair and says, "It has been a while, my dear. How are you?"
I'm here. I'm alive. We sank almost twice.
Only twice?
Kasori just starts babbling basically my adventure notes to her mother.
And so she basically lets you tell your story. And then once you're kind of finished, and she's kind of paying attention to your whole story with rapt attention, kind of engaging at certain points and asking questions about the finer details, and then kind of about 3/4 of the way through, she kind of like perks her head up and then sees the rest of you just kind of standing there awkwardly. She kind of like lets go of Kasori a little bit and just kind of like gestures towards him. She says, "My dear, don't be rude. You must introduce me to your companions."
Kasori's gonna cover her mouth. She's like, "Oh, oops. Right. This is the longest I've been away from home. I missed you. This is my crew. Yeah, I've decided they're my crew. And she starts introducing them, starting with the. Oh God, who am I starting? I'm starting with friggin' Lily.
This is their druid.
I'm just like mentally thinking, okay, what is Kasori's like order of importance or like
That was a dangerous
hierarchy
line of questioning to go down here with your party. I'm just saying.
or like where's her mind going first? And she met Lily first.
What would your like? So obviously, Kasuri be introducing the party. What would your like opinion of them be as far as like this is our quartermaster, this is our cook, etc. Like what would Kasuri chalk these people up to? You are all equal on the ship, but you obviously have different roles.
Yeah. What would be our defining features?
Yeah. The party is taking notes, and when it gets to their backstory area, they will be getting revenge. Continue.
So there's Lily the chemist. Kamos,
There's a little there's a little like kind of vignette of Lily there, and you hear just this little tone in the background that's very reminiscent of Breaking Bad. Just that little slide guitar, yeah.
Kamos, who's almost as stealthy as I am. I actually think Kamos is more stealthy, but
You never admit.
Kamos is still kind of zombie standing there, just looking around. You're used to more extravagance. Place is plain.
Keeping an eye on the sky.
He doesn't even seem to notice you said it anything.
Kaylani,
Kalani's not there.
yes, I'm gonna mention Kalani as Lily's sister, and she's got a shocking personality. But
That was
is also
terrible.
I know. Is one of our probably our only true mage.
Hey now.
You're wild shape, and then mage.
It still takes magic to transform.
Then
Just see her pouting.
Yeah, Lily's just pouting, like looking at the floor, kicking a rock.
Sigurd, who's our Sigurd is one of our melee fighters, not our melee fighters, our archer. That's the word I'm looking for.
He's the muscle.
The literal opposite of a melee fighter, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Listen,
You had one job.
English is
You had
hard.
one job.
It's your fucking job.
It is my fucking job that I didn't do today. But anyway, yeah, Sigurd, our archer. I think it's Kamos who's also trained for using a boat.
The exact opposite.
Kamos uses a bow
I punch.
the wrong way entirely. They don't use the bow and they don't use the range.
I hope they shoot me.
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's how good of an archer he is.
Oh, boat? Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of sailory type,
Yeah.
among other things.
It's seemingly to you all. He seems sailory.
And then Talon, wait a sec, I just realized we have a natural caster, a druid. We have our arcane caster, the sorceress, and then we have Talon, who's our divine caster.
Yeah.
We have
Even though Talon kind of spreads a little more into the naturey stuff too, you know? Yeah. Yeah. That's about
Yeah. So
Talon's the other
we got
heavy.
Talon and Lily and I tend to be the front line. Kamos is also up there, but not quite as.
You realize in this moment that you've literally never seen Kamos in combat. That's how stealthy they are, and how quick they are to beat shit up and then leave. Like you're like, come to think of it, I've never actually seen them in the front line, but they're always like bandaging up their hands and stuff like they've been in combat, you know? Like,
They're nearby.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Welcome all. I must say it is not usually we don't have a lot of visitors here, so consider yourselves blessed that our young one here has brought you to us. Please, our home is your home.
Thank you.
I'll give like a slight bow.
I like your darkness.
It makes things easier.
Agreed.
It's very easy
you
on
said
you
that.
guys.
You should see this place when the sun is high. It sparkles off the mountains. It's beautiful. But what are my manners? I am Miru Samurai. My husband is one of the masters here. You must all be weary. We will find you someplace to rest, for sure. And you must tell me about your adventure again, but in moderation, dear. We talked about this. You talk really fast. It's adorable, but I'm having trouble keeping up.
Sori's kind of blushing beneath her mask. Yes, you did catch at the beginning, right? I technically completed my first mission.
And I'm so very proud of you. I'm
Uh,
sure
I
your
guess-
father would love to hear it when he returns from his voyage.
Excellent. Are any of the other masks on the island, or are they out on assignment?
Yeah, some of them are here. Some have gone inland. Most of them are on their own voyage. I believe Lights is around somewhere.
Kasori will kind of give a happy nod, and then I'll take my crew up to our house for now, I guess.
Absolutely, the guest house is yours. Absolutely. We will have someone make it up for them, and we'll get you some food. You all look very famished.
Oh, we're doing great.
Yeah, my
Stomach
good berries
grumble.
keep us nice and full every day.
No, I'm feeling peckish.
I can make durians again.
No,
No,
we're gonna have a good
done.
home-cooked meal. Kasori's gonna
Let's
give
just
her mom a quick hug, and then
Lily
push
Lily
everyone
starts like
away.
waving her hand on the ground. You start seeing the sigils appear, and you like grab her hand and stop her.
Yep.
let's just appreciate a nice home cooked meal, okay? They're offering the hospitality for us. We would be rude to not take it.
So you see that Miru kind of like claps her hands a little bit, and there's like two or three of the other kind of hooded figures kind of approach, and they kind of like get down on one knee and like a bow, and then she just kind of like gives them some instructions on go get the guest house ready, and then she kind of also before they leave just kind of gives them almost like you feel like it's almost like a warning. It's like these people are with us. They speak with our authority, and they all kind of like in unison just go, as you say, and they just kind of disappear into the and they just kind of leave.
Do they just do that sometimes?
Do what? I didn't notice anything unusual.
Right.
You see that your mother just kind of like pulls a clipboard out from like a box that she kind of placed it on and says, "I will be along shortly. There, I must make sure that things are all set here."
Excellent. We'll see you for dinner then.
And she kind of like climbs back up the steps towards the little area, and she starts kind of going like pulls the clipboard out, starts like flipping through the pages and stuff. You see that there are a lot of people kind of up. Most of the condensed group is kind of up on that little area, kind of moving some crates and different packages around. Kasori, you absolutely know the way to your own house. You know that basically just outside of the village is where you guys are led, almost like to the edge, kind of deeper into the valley. Up on like one of the sides of the cliff is like it's like one of those like really long staircases that leads up to almost like a small manor. And from up there, you see like a small complex of like a few buildings. One very large one kind of dominates the outcropping with a few smaller buildings. Kasori leads you to one that's just off of the main building, which surprisingly is about the same size as like Prime Water's mansion. If you guys remember that from Saltmarsh, this is like it's a pretty large little guest house. These buildings do have a bit of decoration to them, a bit of filigree to the posts and stuff. They're not just plain buildings. They're a little extravagant, but kind of humbly and modestly so, if that makes sense. You see that the entire area on the plateau where these buildings are is like maintained. There's like gardens, there's like kind of cobblestone pathways that lead from the buildings to each other, and someone has like swept all throughout like the little sand areas, kind of creating these little beaches, and it looks very kind of higher class. As you kind of enter into the guest house area, you see that it's got almost like an Eastern style. It kind of opens up, and there's a lot of little offshoots and rooms. There's one large dining room area, a lot of like pillows on the ground next to some lower tables. And you see that there are already people in hoods, kind of like setting the table. There's like fresh fruit being put out. You smell something from the kitchen nearby that someone's cooking some nice kind of meat of some kind, spiced meat. Because Kasori just kind of flops in like they own the place, like walks in, just this is where I live.
It's almost like I do own the place, or
Yeah.
my parents do.
And this is not like the main house where you would have lived. This is like the guest house kind of vibe that doesn't get used too often, but you know, you've also spent a lot of your time here, so.
Now that I'm
kind of inside. Go ahead.
Now that I'm finally in the house area, I'm gonna take off my mask. So, what do you guys think of my home?
It's a lot bigger than back home.
A little stressful, to be honest.
It's... I could see how some would find it an adjustment.
Yeah, that's one
I
way to put it.
appreciate the ambiance.
Yeah. It does make the work a little bit easier. And Kasori's kind of sit up a little bit and gesture to one of the servants, and we'll bring over some tea.
And they bring over a little tray of little like about how many of you? There's 5 of you. Like six cups, and they kind of lay it out. They start pouring this kind of like strong herbal tea smelling.
Yeah, offer tea to everyone, or offer them, have them join me for tea.
Would gladly.
Sit down.
There's as you're all kind of filing in from the little foyer area, you're all kind of led inside. There's they're kind of pouring you tea. Lily, you have this weird kind of feeling. You kind of pick up on something. You notice, you feel like you're being watched, but not from someone directly in this room.
Are there any windows?
There probably would be some windows. They're pretty high up. It's a pretty tall ceiling, probably about 20 feet up. And there are windows kind of like stacked, so about like 5 or 6 feet off the ground, and then another 8 feet above them is another set of windows. They're all and it is a pretty spacious area. So yeah, there would be definitely windows.
And is it night right now, basically, you said? Or like turning up on night?
It's probably closer to 8 p.m. or so. The sun has gone down. But like I said earlier, there's almost like an unnatural darkness in this area due to the fact that like the sun doesn't really get past the mountains, so it's pretty black out.
Is there... Do I happen to see anything outside of any of the windows? Like even like the outline of like a shadow or somebody that might happen to be peeking in?
Make a perception check. You don't necessarily see anybody peeking around. The only people you see around are like the we're gonna call them servants for now. The hooded figures, and your party. That's the only people you see. And there's only like 3 of those hooded figures here. One of them is kind of pouring you tea. You kind of hear another one kind of bouncing around the kitchen a little bit. And there's another kind of ferrying foods back and forth from the dining room to the kitchen.
Lily's gonna look towards Kasori and just say, I think I need to go use the washroom. Do you mind linking up with me in case I get lost?
Sorry, will nod, sure, and start leading her towards the washroom.
No, she was basically asking for like psychic whispers. So that way she didn't interrupt you, kind of thing.
She wants you to hear them pee. Like when you call someone on the phone and you're in the bathroom, you know?
I'm frying chicken.
Party foul, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want psychic whispers? We could do that.
I didn't know if it wore off or not because it's been over a day since we had it last. So.
It definitely has.
Yeah, if you want to re-upload it on people, I'll remove it from everybody so you can kind of put it back on.
Woo. Ignore all the other dice. The first one's the only one that mattered. 6 hours of psychic whispers. Sorry, it's 3, so I get. Oh, who am I leaving out?
Kilani's not here, remember that.
You can't cast it on Kilani because she's not even here.
Yeah, but I have.
There's 4.
3 plus myself. There's 5 of us here, so I have to leave one person out. Hey, Barrel's on. Never mind, Barrel's not.
I don't need people in my mind. You could leave me out.
All right, that makes it easy. So.
Psychic whispers for everybody but Kamos. That's what I understanding?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you realize in this moment, Lily, you don't know where the bathroom is.
Yep. So Lily's gonna step out the door that they came in through and kind of close it behind her. Just gonna kind of take a survey of everything that's kind of around outside the door.
Are you outside or inside? Sorry.
Outside.
So it's like you're in the front little kind of it's like a little patio in front of this place. There's like stone gardens all around. You see a few kind of like hedge sculpture looking thingies around you. Aside from that, nothing really super out of the ordinary, aside from the fact it just looks like a fancy estate.
Is there any like pseudo dark corners that I could go off into?
Almost exclusively.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of try and duck out of eyesight. I'll back around a corner, and I am going to use disguise self and make myself look like Kasori.
Gotcha. Now this is a very important question. What is your outfit?
I am going to make myself look exactly like what Kasori was wearing the last time that I just saw her.
Understood. Cool. So you turn yourself into Kasori?
And then I'm just gonna kind of start walking in the direction that we originally came from. Just kind of taking almost like a brisk walk. Just walking as if I feel like I belong here, but like just, you know, that look of somebody that's just going out for a walk just to stretch their legs kind of thing. Just kind of doing that while trying to like generally keep an eye on as much of my surroundings as I can.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm going to use my hero point and re-roll that. Or my session hero point. Better. Still not great.
A little better.
Middle of the road.
Man rolls a 19, says it's not great.
Yeah, it's middle of the road.
Bruh. Okay, so how far do you want to go? So basically there's like a complex up here with a few buildings, and there's like that kind of mountainside pathway leading back down to the village. Are you looking to go back down the village, or just kind of up here?
I'll make my way to like the edge of the path and just kind of go down and start like stretching and looking down over the rest of the village. Essentially, I'm just trying to make my way away from the building and seeing if I still have that hankering that somebody is watching me.
As you kind of head off over to like almost like a little ledge overlooking the village, you kind of taking a step around. The only thing that's only cutting through is you got some moonlight kind of hitting you. You can see like it's utterly dark in this valley, but there's like that little orange glow on one of the mountainsides that shows that the sun is kind of going down that way.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell from where you are right now, as you're in a whole brand new area. You're looking around. You don't see any movement of any living person or anything like that around the general area we're right now. You see a few torchlights down in the little village itself, but nothing else that kind of stands out. You don't have this feeling anymore.
Okay. So I'll just kind of like yawn and stretch and start slowly making my way back and just being actively paying attention to see if I get that feeling of eyes on me on the way back.
As you're kind of heading back up towards the villa, you do notice that there is a figure that's kind of leaning against one of there's like a little like stone archway leading between the garden area. And as you kind of approach, this kind of soft voice just kind of comes out and just says, "Little dove, you return."
I just had to go and stretch my legs. Figured I'd take in the view of the village.
And what did you see?
A beauty that I've missed.
And you don't even see the figure, like they're kind of shrouded in darkness, but you see like them kind of leaning against this wall. Kind of goes, "So when did you return?"
Just earlier today.
And you brought friends with you?
My traveling companions.
What are their names? I must know.
Well, there's Lilistra, there's Kamos, there's Sigurd, there's Tilan, and then there's the annoying one, Kilani.
Like, as you're saying this, their like kind of hand comes up and they're kind of ticking off fingers as you're saying it. And then you just see like this piercing blue eye come from out the shadows and she goes, "And which one are you?"
I feel like you should probably know that by now. And as I say that, Kasori, you're gonna get a ping in your mind from Lily of, we might be in danger. Specifically me, I might be in danger.
For any of you who have ever watched Critical Role, Jenga!
Jenga!
But you can see, like, as their kind of hand is up and they're kind of taking off, you see this ever so slight kind of sheen in the moonlight of these little claws that kind of poke out.
Kasori's gonna respond, "What did you do?"
There's someone with claws and bright blue eyes that doesn't seem very happy to see either you or me, and I'm not sure which at this point. And then Lily will say back to him, you should know which one I am, right? I mean, you've been watching us for the past few hours now, right?
What do you wish to do, Kasori?
Sorry. Claws and blue eyes? That's... What is she saying?
They're asking who all of us are, and they saw through my disguise. They've been watching us for the past while. That's why I stepped out and lied about going to the bathroom. I didn't want to alert you.
I'm really sorry, Farm. Can you repeat that?
Am I too quiet, or?
No, my end.
Oh. I forgot what you asked. I forgot what I said. That's how bad my memory is right now.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
Yeah, a little bit.
I asked what she said, right?
Oh, that's what you said. They were asking our names and asking where I was going, but they saw through my disguise. I kinda lied when I said I needed to use the bathroom. We were being watched when we sat down in the room, and I wanted to kinda bait them away and try and figure out what was going on. It seems to have worked, but it seems like they were watching me a little more than I thought. I'm not as good at your job as you are.
Sorry's just gonna give a really, really hard sigh.
Which, by the way, is mental, so you have to actually do the sigh as opposed to just, like, sighing out of relief. So this is intentional, Parm. That's what I'm trying to say.
I feel like it isn't a sigh in the head. It's just a sigh out loud, and everybody in the room is just like, what the fuck's she sighing about randomly?
Just echoing my physical voice with my mental one.
This tea is great.
The person serving it just goes, "This comes from a flower we pick here in the valley. Quite bitter, but we sweeten it up in just the right way."
Should I engage or continue them talking?
You said disguise. What did you disguise yourself as?
Yes.
I asked you a question about what, and you said yes. That's not a valid answer.
Have you ever held a mirror?
Oh.
It felt like they were watching potentially for you, so I figured I'd take some of the heat off you, and it seems like they knew it wasn't you anyway.
Sorry, roll a insight check.
I love, as a player, knowing exactly what's going on.
I have no sweet fucking clue.
No! No!
Tragedy.
Yeah, continue. No additional information gleaned from that roll.
I don't describe what she's wearing.
All I can see is a dark robe with piercing blue eyes, and their claws are shining in the moonlight. Lily's kind of crouch a little bit in kind of like a defensive stance, like standing sideways, just like in kind of like a monkish combat stance, like an unarmed stance.
You see the figures doing their own Vegeta pose, like kind of lean against this thing, and they kind of like shift forward. What?
Why is everything doing a Vegeta pose? I don't understand.
Because it's cool and
So
edgy
much
tech. You leave it
angst and
alone,
edge.
bro. Yeah, man. So this figure kind of leans forward, and you see kind of steps out into the light in the area, and you can see they're wearing almost like a simple kind of like poncho-y robe. It's not like it doesn't go right to the ground, but it just kind of covers up to their waist. You see they're wearing kind of dark leathers, and they have their hood kind of pulled up, but their face is exposed. You see a Redford Tabaxi. As kind of steps forward, and you see like they kind of smile, and they're like fangs kind of stick out slightly.
Just
like a reddish.
just a quick flash of like mental imagery to Kasori of Red Kamos, just in case she's about to get attacked.
Hold on, pause. Derpy, was that racist? I can't tell.
I'm not in the call, so I don't know.
I'm not
That's
in
true.
the
Never mind.
call.
Continue. So yeah, and you see this kind of Redford Tabaxi with these like absolutely piercing blue eyes, and they kind of step forward, kind of like flexing their hand, and these little kind of claws kind of like poke out a little bit. You've seen Kamos do it every now and then, although Kamos relies on their fist as opposed to their claws. And they kind of like step forward with like this kind of like eyes never really taking it off of you. She goes, "So which one are you again? I see you staring at me blankly, but I ask you a question."
She did respond.
Sorry, you said Redford Kamos and then gave an image of what you were seeing, right?
No, like that was essentially like that's how she's describing what she's seeing. Quick, like, because everything's happening like cascading right now, so just like a quick reply of that in case I got thrown into combat, essentially.
Right. Redford Tabasco Kasar's kind of musing out loud really quick. What's she wearing?
And Lily's eyes are just gonna like dart up and down and kind of like skim over her, and we'll pass along everything that you described, like poncho.
Yeah, you're seeing basically like similar to what Kasori wears, except you see Kasori's is more like a battle dress. This is more like standard thief style, kind of like roguish outfits, but with like just a dark poncho kind of over it to kind of hide the arms, but their hands are kind of sticking out slightly.
Assassin's Creed style, kind of.
Just like imagine Ezio's cape, but on both shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasori, upon now making a positive identification, is going to immediately reply, "Drop the disguise, apologize, and bow."
Why do I have to bow?
Because you're apologizing.
But why am I apologizing?
Kasori, just repeat. Apologize and bow. Drop the disguise.
Also, it should be noted, Parm, this is the second Tabaxi you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, that's why she described as Red Kamos.
That doesn't help. That does not help it.
Lily doesn't know what the fucking Tabaxi is. She's just like, Kamos is a big cat man.
And in this moment, we understand that one shopkeeper who didn't understand tieflings. we made great strides today.
Oh, shit.
Lily's just going to drop her disguised self and just kind of shuffle sideways back away slightly. Just not breaking eye contact.
As you back away slightly, you bump into another figure
Oh, wonderful.
that was right behind you.
I didn't detect this one.
Nope.
Lily's gonna, after bumping, is just gonna like hop away and turn around and, for flavor, she's gonna activate her primal savagery and just kind of like do the same kind of thing that the tabaxi did, and just like flex her hands and claws pop out and just kind of like stand in like a battle stance, just like defensively.
I'm assuming you kind of jump into like, so you're triangling with this other figure.
Yeah.
As you look up at this other figure, you see a twin.
God damn it.
You see the same tabaxi twice.
But this one I bumped into, so it was physical.
So who do you serve?
I serve Sylvanas.
No, not so unworldly. Closer to the ground. Who do you serve?
What do you mean? I don't serve anyone.
Why don't we bring your friends out and we find out, huh?
Lily's gonna think in her head to Kasori. They want you guys to all come out.
Sorry's just gonna kind of send a mental nod
Hmm.
and tell the rest of the party, we're needed outside. And as Kasori stands, she puts her mask on.
It's like, God
She's having a
damn
lot of trouble finding the bathroom.
She found a friend instead.
Lily in her head.
Man,
Two
I just
friends.
wanted to go to bed.
And then I'll give a mental. So where are you exactly?
I don't know.
Ah,
You were just basically like out in front, like in front of the main door of the house that you entered was like a little like kind of like a patio, and like the little path that leads outwards from that, there's like a little archway where like the little like kind of fencing was, and that's where you are. You're like
Okay.
maybe 10 or 12 steps away from the door.
I don't know where I am, but I can see the front of the house.
Okay. To lead everyone out the front of the house.
Does everybody go out with Kasori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you all kind of filter out from this house, Kasori, I'm assuming, is in the front. Kasori, you see as you kind of step out, that once you step out the door, you see what Parma's describing. You see two of these kind of hooded figures. One kind of turns to look at you, and you do recognize 4 hidden lights. And as you're all kind of filtering out this doorway, Amos, I need you to make me an athletics or acrobatics check, please.
Gribby grabs. That was almost a 1.
As you exit the house, Kamos, you feel something grab around your throat and kind of pull you off to the side of the door, and like slamming you up against the wall is a third copy of this creature. And they have basically their forearm against your chest, and you feel their right hand kind of around your throat with their claws ever so slightly poking out, and you are nose to nose with another tabaxi.
Can I make a reaction to this if I'm seeing it?
So this is a third one. This is this is where your party's kind of filtering out from.
Yeah. I'm assuming I have checked over my shoulder and see Kamos get attacked.
Yeah, I mean, you would have heard like the thumping, and you kind of everyone kind of stops and stares at this. Everybody except Parm is within maybe 5-6 feet from this.
Lily is just gonna turn around and growl, "Leave him go!"
Question, it's dark around here, right?
Pretty dark.
Just right when this happens.
Don't you try it, little one.
Yeah, I'm not having a very good day, so I don't appreciate this, and I just shadow step out of there.
You go to shadow step and you kind of focus on a corner in the distance, and as you appear, there's a fourth one directly in front of you reaching out to grab you. Make another contested grapple check. So this one grabs you, but you twist out of its grip and you take like a little hop backwards. So you're about 3 or 4 feet between them, and you have like this almost like a like, you know, like the superhero stance when you're like down on one knee, kind of hand on the ground. You kind of flip backwards and land like this, and they're kind of mirroring you. They're kind of crouched down, and they're still just kind of staring at you.
I told you, I'm not having a good day. You're not gonna do that again.
Kasoria is gonna interject now. Will everyone calm down?
Thought better of you, little dove. You bring the enemy to our door.
The enemy? I don't think so.
Oh, but I know so. Slavers, thieves. Kind of spits on the ground. All 4 of them spit in simultaneous.
Lily's just gonna look around. That was kind of weird. Hey, Beryl, how you feeling? How was your nap?
Was not a nap.
Full sleep?
Yeah. Mojo.
Did you get my text?
A nap is 20 to 40 minutes. Anything more than that is just sleeping.
Oh, I consider a nap anywhere from what you said to 3 hours.
That's just sleeping.
Good morning.
Anyways, tense moment. Let's get back to it. So basically, like, everyone is kind of gaggled out on the front lawn here. Kamos, you're about maybe like 10, 15 feet away. You're not currently grappled, although not for lack of trying.
How far are all
beat you by 2.
How far are all of them away from me right now?
From you have 2 within 6 or 7 feet of each other in like a triangle, and then there's one about 10 feet away to your left, back towards where the party is, where the front door was, and then kind of like making a bigger triangle out of everything on your right, about 15 feet away, is the 4th one next to Kamos, as Kamos teleported away.
So essentially, they're all within like 20 feet.
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
20, 30 at the absolute most if we're stretching it, but I'm just mentaling it right now.
Okay. Kasori, you're gonna hear in your head, "I'm ready if we need to do something." And you start seeing like you start seeing a little bit of flickering lightning between the tips of her fingers as she's looking around at everyone.
So she's gonna reply will reply mentally, "Don't, she's a friend." And then to 4, these are my crew. They are not slavers. They are not thieves. I can't remember what the 3rd one was.
This one is. And she kind of growls at Kamos.
Kamos is just staring daggers at her.
Kamos, is it true? That's
I'm not that person anymore. I was never that person.
I remember you. I remember the ones you killed. The ones you stole. They were children.
I was a child. I did not know what was going on.
What is your game here, servant of Guk? Are you trying something? Get in the good graces of an innocent one? Come here? Are you here to burn this village down? Tell me your intention.
I am here to take down those that hurt the innocent. I saw the evil, and I cannot let it last in this world.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
You keeping that, or are you trying to fuck with it like the others have?
No, I'm keeping. I would not expect them to fully believe me. So, bad persuasion definitely would make sense.
You see that out of all 4 copies of this person, only the one that's next to Kamos is in like this is the match that starts the fire. They're like ready to go. The other 3 are kind of just casually standing there. The one that was over by the front door walks over and kind of gives you a loose hug, Kasori.
Kasori kind of one hand returns the hug and whispers, "There's no need for violence. We can talk this out."
This is the one who killed my brother. You know that, right?
I can't say for certain if that's the case, but we should talk this out. We shouldn't be fighting.
She kind of like has that kind of like half hug, like a hug from a relative that you're not super into, which is surprising. She kind of pulls back, kind of pats you on the head, almost sadly. It's like, not this time, little one. You can't speak with these slavers. This one means to kill us all. Or worse.
No, I don't believe so. And Kasori is going to slowly shift a little bit away from the nearest clone and kind of move towards a combat stance. If you don't want to talk, I don't see any other options.
Before that, let me ask you one thing. You say you know Guk. Anyone in Guk's crew, any of the evil that he does, have the talents of the Shadow Monk? Or does that show that I walked away?
I know not of what you speak.
You saw me
All I know
right there.
is I watch you.
That's not a part of his crew. Those skills come from... Let me remember the name of where I got those skills from.
Hold on, guys. I gotta pull up my backstory here.
Crystal Mist Mountains. I left. I trained. I'm back to stop Guk.
I watched you raid the villages.
I did not know. I was deceived. I was allured by the power. I know what I did was wrong.
Your master
That's what-
plunged a dagger into my brother's heart.
And I will plunge a dagger into his.
Make another persuasion check.
Ooh.
That was on the music tab. That's a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, it was
Just
almost
a
a one.
little.
It was the inverse.
Real quick, Barrel. Give me your D100.
Yeah.
You've got to redeem us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey, he
Another
rolled one
83.
less than me.
We had 83, 84, 85 this section.
Hell yeah.
in absolute pure comedy moment, Kilani is wandering up the path
Drunkenly.
with well, I mean, okay, let's be honest here. Tipsy at most. Tipsy at most.
Bottle of wine in her hand, yelling.
Not looking super enthusiastic, but is like right hand on a flask, left hand is holding the hand of Fern.
Oh, God damn it. Tell me you at least brought a short sword with her.
And like Kalani, you were told by some dude in a hood to go that way, so you went that way, and you're like, up the hill? Sure, that's a lot of steps. Fuck. But you're like getting annoyed doing this by yourself. So like you stayed behind to watch Fern. Fern got restless. You're like, fine, I'll take you to my sister. Goddamn, chill out.
I feel like I can just imagine. I didn't fucking agree to be a babysitter. Oh shit, yes I did.
Pretty much, yeah. That's the vibe I'm assuming.
No, it worked.
Yeah, and you're just kind of walking up. All of a sudden, you walk up the path, and you see everybody kind of standing there, super tense, like Mexican standoff. There are 4 copies of this red furred tabaxi in like black leather with a poncho, all just kind of standing around casually. Except one of them is like 2 or 3 feet away from Kamos, and they're both in like full on like get ready to pounce mode. Like they could rip each other to shreds any second. And you just kind of walk up, and you're like, huh? What's going on here?
I leave you guys alone for however long it's been, and this is what you get up to? That's the last time I do that.
Oh. You have flight now.
Yeah, I was like looking at my
noticed
token, like I can't tell if my mask is on or not. I'm just.
And none of you turned on a torch? It's dark out here. Come on.
There's like, and just because you missed the description, basically you're in this little bay that's in the middle of a valley covered in mist. The sun would not poke into this valley unless it was directly above it. So there's this kind of unnatural kind of darkness to the whole valley kind of vibe. There's a few lanterns around, but due to the slight mist, they're not super effective. And everything here is almost like a perfectly dim light, and there's like some moonlight coming down, so there's a shit ton of like shadows and little crevices of perfect darkness just kind of spread all over the place. It's like Barovia 3.0.
Oh, fun. Love Barovia 3.0.
We're in front of a manor, so there's probably like light coming out the front door too.
Yeah, there's some lights from the inside poking out the windows. There's a couple lamps on the door itself, ringing the door, so you can kind of see the door. So it's not like it's pitch black, but there's like little spots of lights and like just dim light everywhere.
Kisori is gonna notice Kilani, but more importantly, at this exact moment, Fern.
He was just kind of standing there, like one hand kind of in Kalani's, the other hand's kind of like up against their mouth, and kind of like, uh-oh. Is this bad time?
I have.
This is
Yeah,
the
I was
stuff
like,
you
I
get
have
up
not
without
looked
me.
away from this red tabaxi, and I unsure if I've convinced them or not. I'm like, you say
After your last sentence, they're just silently staring at you.
no. So I just keep continuing. I was like, you say Guck stabbed your brother. You have no idea what he took from me. Why I left.
And what would that be? Pray tell.
Everything.
So you're like the other one. You like to speak in metaphors, huh? What did he take from you?
The other one?
One of the other lights kind of giggles and kind of like coughs towards Lily. It's like, who do you serve, Sylvanas? A little less unworldly, please. You know,
I was,
wow, this is
speaking in metaphor. I was being literal. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Get Sylvanas? I don't serve anybody else.
He took your brother. He made me take my own father.
a choice you made.
Not a choice.
And how was it not? Coercion?
Yeah.
Magical compulsion?
manipulation, deception, abuse. There's many words for it. I was a child. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what he truly was.
With this pause, Story's gonna just kind of mention, or not mention, Kamos helped free this girl who was a slave. He's a slaver no longer.
Once a slaver, always a slaver. What if you changed your ways? You cannot change the past.
I agree. All I can do is work to get rid of the evil that I helped spread. I will not deny I have done bad things. I will not deny that you are correct in what you described me as in the past. But that's not me. I am fighting against that. That's why I'm with this crew.
Make another persuasion check. You see, the other three who are standing away from Kamos, they all kind of bow their heads, and you see them all kind of simultaneously reach down towards their belt. And all three of them put these masks on that look very similar to Kasori's, but it's a different pattern. And then the fourth one, who is talking to Kamos, her eyes kind of narrow, and she goes, "It's not that I don't believe you. It's that I don't care." And you see they also kind of reach behind them without breaking their eye contact and kind of put their own mask on over it.
Lovely. Blind, stupid dream.
Everybody sees Kasori tense up a little bit, and then there's this kind of pregnant pause where like nothing happens, and then you just hear a single clap from the darkness. Enough! That's enough, lights. And you see, kind of like just casually walking up the path is you see Kasori's mother. Her own mask still on. And she kind of strides up, and you see as she passes by one of the copies near you, Lily, she just kind of gives it a slight push, like on the shoulder. Goes, "Is that the way to treat guests? No, calm down. Not here. You're gonna ruin my lawn."
Going to ruin my lawn. Jesus.
You see the one that she kind of pushed on the shoulder, kind of like reaches up and kind of pulls the mask down just enough to like let one eye out, and you all see like annoyance, just like absolute, just like ugh. And then all four of them just kind of like they relax a little bit, and then Miru kind of like she kind of points at the one who is next to Kamos, and she says, "Stop it now. I won't say it again."
Kasori is gonna just mentally say, kind of idly, but to everyone who's liked, she's a cat, not a dog.
And you see that all four of them kind of relax entirely. The one standing in front of you, Kamos, kind of just like relaxes completely, stands up, and then all four of them just kind of fade away, as if they were made of smoke.
Yay,
That's
Shadow.
impressive.
Miru kind of looks up on the up towards the front door and looks up, and she goes, "Come down here now." And Lily, you kind of look up and you see standing on the roof is the Redford Tabaxi with their mask on. They're kind of pulling it off, and just kind of sits down on the roof and kind of slides off, lands on the ground in a like on all fours before kind of standing up and then like kind of crossing their arms.
Lands on his feet like a cat.
I was trying to avoid saying it.
I'm not.
Is that racist?
Mirror looks
do you think?
looks between Kamos and the other Tabaxi and just goes, "We're going to kill each other. Can you do it somewhere else?"
I'd prefer
wanna
that was
kill him.
avoided personally. As Lily's kind of just still like looking around, like, what's going on?
Yeah, I would prefer that too. Please.
He can take my life when I'm done with my mission. I will give that to him.
Would not be so bold. And she kind of points her finger at the other Tabaxi and says, "They are guests here. You leave them alone." The other Tabaxi just kind of shrugs.
Oh,
Anyways, now that that's over with, why are we all outside? Let's go have some tea.
Yeah, that tea is amazing.
Right? It's pretty good. We grow the herb ourselves.
Oh, do you?
I was actually wondering if I could possibly get a little, like, pot of it so I could grow it on the ship.
I
I
don't
have to
think
talk
tea.
to Kasori about that. She'll tell you about our policies regarding ownership of items.
Okay.
Also, how do you grow things? Hold on.
It's not always dark here.
I mean,
And also, just because we grow it doesn't mean we grow it here.
It's a big island.
Not
listen.
wrong.
I'm just going off of my current experiences of this place, okay?
Yeah, no, this isn't the only settlement on the island.
Good to know.
You know, they have a market there and everything. It's pretty great, you know? Anyways, let's go inside.
Yes, tea, relax, have dinner.
Lily's still kind of like standing off, claws out, just still staring at what was her name again?
Which one?
Four hidden lights.
4, yeah. Or lights, I guess is
as
what.
as she passes by you, Miru kind of like brushes her hand on your shoulder, Lily, while she's saying, "Come on, let's go inside." Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
God damn it.
You're good. You're good at those.
Yeah, but still.
That one.
Yeah, knowing my log. 17.
You feel all hostility melt away.
Yay, calm emotions cast on me. Woo. Lily was more anxious than anything. She was just kind of
Yeah,
like,
but
I
I'm
don't
saying,
want my
like,
friends to get hurt. Yeah.
All kind of hostility, anxiety, any sort of like amped up, like holy shit, just kind of melts away. Like you were in like a full on ready to pounce pose. You find yourself just relaxed.
Yeah.
Not calm per se, just but like, oof, a lot of the weight has been lifted off your shoulders.
Yeah. The way I would flavor it is Lily's eyes kind of turn like almost like cat eyes because she's getting ready to fight, and they just kind of like dilate back into like normal, and just kind of looks down at her hands like, what the hell? And she'll start
Are you
following
okay
in,
there?
but won't break her eyes off of 4 hidden lights.
Which yeah, the actual lights is now kind of standing there. As Miru just kind of casually just walks through the entire crowd of people out here. Goes inside. You see, she kind of beckons everyone else to kind of follow.
The story was already kind of following.
Yeah. You see, as she steps inside, she kind of stretches like she's been a whole day at work. She goes and she finds the nearest kind of like pillow chair thingy, like almost like beanbag chairs. They're very, very casual here. She kind of sits in it, crosses her legs, and she kind of takes her mask off and kind of like flows her hair a bit just to kind of let it out. And you see, it's definitely she's a bit older, but this is definitely a relative of Kasori.
How tall is she in comparison?
She's about 5'7", so she's a good just over a foot taller than Kasori.
Foot 2 inches.
Lily will just look over towards Kasori and just, well, I guess the growth spurt's coming, right?
Wait till you see my dad.
Lily at that point will just kind of like snap and turn around, just, Kilani, why did you bring Fern up here? You were supposed to be watching her on the ship.
Well, that was boring. And she insisted.
Are you okay, Fern?
She's fine. Look at her.
The boat made me kind of sick, going back and forth and back and forth, and then like she's kind of reciting that. She turns a little bit green and kind of stops, kind of catches herself.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna clean that up.
Forward and back, and then forward and back.
Yeah.
We took a walk.
God damn it, Teddy. Fuck you.
So yeah, as everyone kind of filters back in the room, Kamos, you're one of the last people to kind of enter. Are you going inside?
Yeah, I'm just kind of quietly walking behind.
As you go to kind of cross, it's you're like the last one to enter. You see Lights kind of, as she's standing at the entryway, she kind of reaches out and kind of grabs your arm on the upper forearm. She's kind of like not aggressively, but like stopping you. And without even looking at you, she just says, "This isn't done."
I'm told you I am fine giving you my life when my mission is done.
Just fuck already.
And then she kind of lets go of your arm, although her claws are still out, so it's a little sharp, but doesn't break the skin or anything. You just kind of shoulder past.
Sorry, I have to ask, how old are you?
That's a good question. Hold on. Biography, yeah, 22.
Yeah. Nobody has ever seen another tabaxi. They don't know what the age difference looks like.
No, they don't.
Don't worry, I know.
Yeah.
I was keeping that in mind. Anyways, yeah. So Lights does not enter the room. They leave entirely. As you all kind of filter back into the room, I see Miru just kind of goes, "I apologize for Lights. She's usually pretty docile. You must have really pissed her off."
She seems to really like Kamos.
Oh, I can tell.
I understand why she acted that way. It's not new to me.
Sigurd just looks at his hawk.
And you see Miru just kind of like leans into one of the servants, kind of pouring some tea. Kind of whispers something to them. They kind of like bow their head and then leave the room. A few minutes later, they come back with a little pouch of what looks like birdseed. Kind of like lays it on a little plate and kind of hands it to you.
Oh, thank you. Lift it up to the hawk.
Yeah, you're all guests here.
Lily will approach Kamos and offer him a hug, because it seems like he's had a bad day.
Oh.
No one ever asked me about my day.
He surprisingly takes the hug, and like without it saying anything or like a quip or anything.
She goes like over his shoulders, hugs, and just kind of like ruffles his hair a little bit between his ears. It's all good. I had your back.
Miru kind of leans in towards Kasori, who I'm assuming kind of sitting next to her, and just goes, "Your friends are an interesting and colorful bunch."
That's racist.
You didn't hear shit. That was quiet.
Technically, we are colorful. We're blue. We got a good color spread here.
Almost is like a he's kind of like a tan. Like
Yeah, like
Golden
Got it.
yellow.
look,
Got
racist
another
thing,
10.
just facts.
Talon looks a little more pale than the So.
I do wonder how that happened.
Friends by circumstance, crewmates by choice so far, at least.
Good old happenstance.
Regardless, I
Crazy.
do apologize for Lights' behavior. Very unbecoming. I will have to shake a finger at them later.
No need.
Oh no.
They weren't wrong.
It's okay though. I said you are guests here, so please make yourselves at home. You will be
Sure,
quite
I'll
safe
have
here, I
some of the
promise.
tea. It's very good.
I can feel the anger of 1,000 moms with that finger.
That's
Pulls
why
off
Thomas
a
was like,
flip-flop.
Please don't. You will
I was gonna
make it worse. You will make it worse. So stop, please. Like I'm serious. They weren't wrong. Don't do it.
Just forehead and lights,
this
just
point-
doesn't stand down. She reaches down and pulls off one of her flip-flops. Don't make me use this.
The accuracy of a sniper.
Deadliest
Just
the
sharpshooter with a
deadliest
fucking
projectile
flip-flop.
known to man.
So at this
You are
point,
not safe.
the door to the kitchen opens, and you see the two of the other hooded figures. They bring out trays of food. There's all kinds of like spiced meats. There's a lot of seafood, and there's like fruits and veggies and salads and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty good feastly spread. Just please eat, and just for you. And she kind of claps her hand, and one of the servants brings out a full butterflied durian on a plate
Oh,
and puts it in front of Lily. Says, "You were speaking of them earlier. I figured we'd get one for you."
Lily kind of just does like a little happy clap, like you see like little tears in her eyes. She's just like, she just starts going to town on it. Everybody else in the room is just like, it smells like trash in here.
I was looking
Oh, no,
forward
dear.
to dinner all day.
don't eat the rind. It's not good for. Okay, no.
She just like has like a mouthful of raw, and you just hear crunching. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lily, you're not supposed to eat that.
I'm so used to eating it with the good berries, though. Sorry. Force of habit.
Yeah. So you all get a decent little spread. Fern is piling in on the sausages. She just been at sea for a while. It's a little seasick. Needs some protein. Bunch of fruit. Bunch of meat. And you all just kind of hang out.
Mm-hmm.
So you must have questions. I know we're not exactly the right. Like everybody else, we have our own rules, our own customs. Anything I can do to alleviate? Or that maybe I should leave the speaking to you, Kasori.
I would not presume to take the place of the host.
Aren't you technically the host?
Shh, damn it, Lily!
She says with like a piece of durian rind, like biting a chunk of it off.
There's like a little trickle of blood, like on the gums, but
Yeah.
like you have a pretty hardy constitution with that tiefling lineage, right? So you're like, pretty sharp teeth. You're getting through it.
I
That
have
was
a
a-
question.
Sure.
Is there anything we shouldn't do while we're here?
Probably not piss off 4 lights.
Well, yes.
Like I said,
It's already.
Lights was pretty docile, and he must have really done something. If I were to nail it down to one thing, probably do not impersonate any of the 9. That's probably a really bad thing to do.
Lily's just gonna like stop eating, slowly turn her wide eyes to Kasori, just noted.
Kasori's returning it, the look with a little bit of a glare.
She's like sipping her tea and gives you a nice little wink there, Lily.
Lily in her head to Kasori's just like, sorry, I thought I was helping.
Maybe communicate your plan next time?
I
Do
didn't
not
want
worry
you to
about
worry.
lights. Lights will calm down. She'll be fine. But yes, we do have our own way of doing things here. But as I said, you are guests. Nobody shall hassle you while you're here. It's fine. And if you have any questions, Kasori here knows how things go.
Also, I love that little avoids incorporate moment there.
Yes.
Yeah. Just Free and I both trying to pass the buck on answering the question.
I'm giving you full creative control over everything. I have my own idea of how this place is, but we didn't have a discussion beforehand, so that's why you led most of the intro there.
Yeah, everything to this point has been completely off the cuff between Free and I.
Yeah.
I love that.
Couple things are pretty obvious. You're noticing that none of the servants really, and I'm using the word servant in a very loose manner. That's best the way to describe them. They don't look Kasori or Miru in the eye ever. Their heads are down the whole time. They're all wearing the same kind of like hood, and they're always kind of their face and their head is always wrapped. It is something that kind of stands out, but you don't get the sense that they're like slaves or indentured of any kind. It almost seems like there's a reverence. Like whenever whenever Miru speaks, they basically like immediately stop and they bow. It's interesting. They do the same thing to Kasori. If Kasori does anything, they basically give them a wide berth. They bow their head. They do exactly what they're told.
Trying to think. Rules that aren't common sense, like, don't murder.
I didn't think that one needed to be said, but okay.
I mean, like I said, rules outside the common sense one, like don't murder. I can't think of anything.
Isn't that common sense though?
Yeah, that's why he's saying outside of common sense.
I'm going to scream.
It's hard, dude. It wasn't even my fault this time. Let's see. Yeah, outside the common sense of don't murder, don't impersonate people.
Lily just kind of like looks down at her feet.
I'm curious,
Sorry,
what have you been told about us? Is there anything we should know or tell you or elaborate? I'm not sure what our cast has told you.
I learned about this place today.
Is everybody
About
here
this place?
really tiny like Kasori?
I'm just gonna look at you like,
Just
are you
daggers?
an idiot? Everybody you've seen today is taller than me.
Listen, Kasori is big in personality.
You can say that again.
Just
I'm also
Kasori's
had-
response. There.
By the way, I'm also going to like stare daggers in this situation.
Becky, you're the group mom at all times, every game. You're constantly reprimanding Karth, I know that, so you're always the group mom. She kind of says, well, I mean, don't try not to impersonate any of the 9. Honestly, just be good people. It's fine. People will treat you with respect. We don't allow a lot of outsiders here, so it's not everybody will be super comfortable with you, but they'll get over it in time. A lot of our population is actually not even here right now. They're out kind of doing their thing. But one thing I'm curious about is, do you even know what we do here? That's a very big point. We're pretty secretive, but I'm assuming Kraft trusted you. Probably tells you what she does.
No,
Who
she
she
just said
is.
we needed to come here. She didn't really give any any deep lore.
No. Why would I reveal things before I need to in regards to our life here, right?
Good girl.
I respect the keeping your past to yourself.
I'm not keeping my past to myself. I'm protecting everyone here.
That's what I tried to do. Sorry.
And on that note, I say you are welcome the guests here. I would appreciate if you would keep this place a little in the back of your mind. Not at the front, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We go to great lengths to hide this place. It is not a place we want people coming and going.
I appreciated your veil of secrecy.
The Mistress of Shadows, she allows all.
Are you talking about the Raven Queen?
Not quite.
No.
I do like the Twilight that
Or are you
all
talking
have
about
here
Shar?
from this time.
I think you are slightly mistaken.
I'm sorry, I'm not big on religion. I'm trying to learn.
I actually, honestly don't know how known our goddess would be outside of this area.
Almost by design?
Sorry's gonna facepalm a little bit like, I guess that makes sense.
And then this is where we go out of character a little bit and go, well, Brome has the full fucking floor for this one because I can't find shit about this person anywhere.
That's because this person didn't exist until it was written.
Beautiful, because I found one online that was like similar, but I don't think you're the drow god of males.
No.
No.
Did you look at my profile?
Yeah, I have the thing pulled up right now. I understand the dogma, but are they an established deity or are they just something you made?
Something I made.
Oh, well, that would probably fucking explain it. Remember, me and Brome talked so much about this.
Right? I just realized that my home is a fucking religious coven. Technically.
Not fully. The way I see it, and feel free to correct me because it's your creation, is it's mostly the nine, or the religious ones.
Right, but the way you've described everyone else is how a cleric would tend to dress or comport themselves, so...
I was going for, like, thievy rogues, but sure.
Also, quick retcon, because I was just thinking about it. I said Sylvanas earlier. I had meant to say Seluna. And I was just thinking about it now.
It's okay, though. Sylvanas is also a nature god, so you're good.
Yeah. That was what I had originally thought of, but then when I decided on Circle of the Moon, that was when I decided on Seluna instead.
Sorry, Techie, you were saying something?
Huh?
You were saying something, Techie?
What?
Did we break Techie?
Parm broke Techie with his mixing up with the gods.
No.
You will be there will be smiting, don't worry.
It was the Sylvanas thing. Don't worry about it.
What? Sylvanas is basically the main druid deity. Most druids follow Sylvanas.
The eternal god of the forest.
Hmm.
Okay.
And when I had originally decided on Dreamer, I had originally thought of having Sylvanas as my deity, but then when I decided on Moon, that was when I just changed it to Seluna.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sylvanas is also a name brought through all of lores. I know there's a Sylvanas character in like Warcraft, etc. Like there's all kinds of different Sylvanas. Anyways, yeah, it's totally fine. You meant Seluna. I get it.
Ultimately, it didn't matter because she completely ignored your answer.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the place to start here is where we are and what this place is. So, like I said earlier, I welcomed you to the Fox Den. This is the base of operations for Foxception, which a group my family founded, and we, let's say, operate in the less than legal side of the transportation systems.
We smuggle. Come
I
on,
was
be straight
trying
up.
to be-
Come on.
Okay, we are a smuggler group.
This doesn't surprise us. We literally have a cabin full of alcohol on our ship in the smuggling bay.
I mean, that was the ship as it came. It's not something I
I know,
added,
but it's. I mean, not that we're using the smuggling bay. It's not surprising.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm just used to it. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think that's a good thing if you're used to that, to be honest.
It's not.
I'm used to it.
Okay, you're a. Mm.
I literally was born to it. So you've heard the 9 mentioned. There are 9 primary members of Foxception. Myself, of course, my mother, my father, Four Hidden Lights, and then some others who are out and about. We might meet one day. Like I said, we're smuggler, but one of the things that we smuggle, or try to smuggle, just try to move. Smuggle stops feeling like a word when you say it so often. One of the things that we try to move is people from bad situations to better ones. So lately, a little bit out of Keeland into more reasonable territories.
Yeah, I can understand that
Is that
one.
why we kidnapped Fern?
Lily's
didn't
just kind of
kidnap
look
Fern.
up and look around. Just, what do you mean? I asked her if she wanted to come. I didn't force her to.
We also got her away from, slavers. So that's who I am, I guess.
I see.
Any questions? Sorry, she's just kind of looking nervously at everyone, including her mother.
He was just kind of smiling, enjoying the whole situation.
Less than I probably should. Less than I probably should.
Understandable. Hey, Beryl, you still awake?
Yeah, I'm just chilling, dude.
Okay. You're the only one who hasn't made noise in like the past 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
I mean, I just don't really know what the fuck's going on.
Like, Beryl, like,
So I'm just
Netflix,
listening.
are you still watching?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what it was.
pretty much. Yeah, I'm listening. I don't really grasp the
To be fair, you weren't here for the entire first half, so
yeah,
it's
we
totally
came to
understandable.
your home island. There was a Mexican standoff. I was ready to go blasting, and now we're having tea in your mom's house. I'm like, all right.
As you do.
I mean,
As you do.
that is basically it.
And
The same thing's gonna happen when we go to your
genetics
house.
missed you on the way out. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. Like, we're gonna do the same thing at your house, Beryl, when we get there. It's gonna be tea and fighting, absolutely.
I mean, it honestly depends on how things go. It could be fighting. We don't know that yet.
Right?
Oh,
Probably won't be, but it could be.
I just remembered I have to go look at my notes. Did I take notes?
Did you take notes?
I did take notes. I'm gonna pull out the object from Bayleaf.
I was wondering if you were gonna do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a cube the size of a baseball, block of iron. I'm gonna show it to Mom and say that I was given this by someone who said I should deliver it to a dude in Elysian who wears a Foxade mask.
Interesting. And who told you this?
A man by the name of Bailey. He's a halfling?
This halfling give you any other instruction?
No. That's literally all my notes say.
Well, I can tell you right now, we're not called the 10. I have no knowledge of this.
And there isn't one of us operating out of... I literally just said it. None of us are operating out of Elysian right now.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, you can ask your father when he comes back. I kind of married into this whole thing. So.
When is Father coming back?
I don't know. He was on a voyage. Said he was going to last a couple weeks. It's a couple weeks ago. You know how he gets.
Fair enough. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah,
He said a
he's
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's due back anytime now. He was doing something down south. I don't know. He doesn't really tell me much.
Not your job, I understand.
My job is logistics and inventory.
Actually, I was also curious about another thing.
Absolutely, speak up.
If we were to do a little bit of training around here, I understand that you very much care for your lawn. Where else is there like a small training area where we could use, or?
I mean, there are a couple places in the valley, if you want.
It depends on what kind of training or practice you wanted to.
Like we have combat rings where we could, if you want to fight it out, maybe put down some rules so that you don't kill each other, like Lights wants to do with your friend here. Like I said, there's some natural valleys and places and streams if you want to go through and you want to do that stuff.
Oh, like a hiking trail.
Yeah. Could also take the Way of Shadows if you'd like, but I don't suggest it.
The Way of Shadow?
It's kind of
Way of Shadows, you say?
It's kind of a trial, we'll call it.
Is there a trial from your god?
You could say that.
I see.
It has shadows?
I feel like you'd somehow cheat.
It's hard to describe it. It's pretty guarded secret, but like I said, you are friends of Kasori's. I don't mind speaking of it. I can't give you any specifics, but Kasori has taken it. It is kind of prerequisite. There's like a... How do you say, like rite of passage? If you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not something you want to fail, because if you do it doesn't really do good for you. So
failure is bad, yep.
Where would we find this?
There's a temple in the mountains. I could show you if you'd like. It's where we go for pilgrimage. I don't take
your home
on
sounds very much like my monastery. It's shockingly similar.
Well, I have been to a few monasteries. We don't have a lot of reverence for like weekly mass or gatherings.
Oh, we don't either.
We do silent prayer on ourselves, work on ourselves, aside from our business, which honestly coincides. But honestly, I should not have really said anything because it's not something you do lightly. It's an act of observance, if that makes sense. It's hard to talk about it without kind of giving it away. You know what I mean? Only those who walk the path may emerge, and if you don't, it's not too great. You will gain the God of Shadow's blessing, and it will assist you in your life. But if you don't, it's not too good for you. And she kind of draws a finger across her neck, kind of way. It's like one of those kind of ways, So. Yeah, I wouldn't take it lightly.
Oh,
I
I'm
want
just
to be a
thinking.
child, guys.
I'm just thinking. A young Kasori did this.
A young Kasori who has been trained her whole life up until that point.
True.
Impressive your mother could read your thoughts when you said you were just thinking that.
All kinds of impressive.
I mean, I have to get my psychic powers from somewhere, I assume.
But not your height.
No, not my height.
She's big in personality. Which is absolutely something a mother would say.
Yeah.
100%.
The only area she's big in.
You're not wrong. I'm gonna throw just like a piece of food from the table at you for that.
Come on now. I know you're the size of a child. You gotta act like a child and throw food at the table?
Yeah, see, even Fern's being a bit more better behaved than you are.
Fern has gravy all over her face.
Well, she's not throwing food, so there's that.
How's the food, by the way, Fern?
It's good. It's good.
Don't eat too much or you're gonna end up throwing up, especially if we have to go back to the ship tonight.
I wouldn't mention the ship.
She kind of stops and immediately leans forward slightly and then leans backwards, almost in
No,
like a
no,
not instinctual is the wrong word, but like automatic, And all of a sudden, she just kind of pushes herself away from the table. So something I am curious of.
Yeah.
Cass, you said you needed to come back here. Was it because you missed us, or was there something else?
Little column A, little column B. Needed to let you know that my first mission was completed successfully, and see if
Indeed.
there was more work, of course. But this is the longest I've been away from home. Got a little homesick. Can you blame me?
No, not really. That's why I don't leave.
Fair.
Fair. I think
You
I
get
like sailing
homesick
a
if you
little
never
much
leave
more.
home.
You're welcome to
But
stay
if
as long
home
as
is
you
for the
like.
heart-
Then you keep your heart in the box. Easy. We're getting really into weird Davy Jones shit. She goes, "You're welcome to stay as long as you like," and she kind of gestures towards Sigurd. If you would like to go train in the mountains, we can show you the way, or if you like it the old-fashioned way, you can find it yourself.
I was thinking more so in terms of Fern, but I'm
Yes,
I
whatever
would
you
also
like.
enjoy it myself.
I would not take an untrained child to.
I wasn't
Anyway.
thinking.
And she's also not untrained, just
I was.
No.
Oh, Kaylani,
you wish.
missed it.
We're not super secluded here. If you want, you could take a trip to Corvus. It is about a day's journey.
Didn't we need to go there?
No, we were using it as a pretense to get past the checkpoint.
No.
We have a few friends in the city. If you're looking for anything work related, I can speak to my contacts. I have nothing personally, but we could figure something out. If you want, once your father arrives again, he's probably bringing back a few of the villagers that were a little more talkative than these ones. But it'll be great. You're welcome here as long as you like.
Thank you.
But it is getting late, and I feel that an old woman should go retire. So I will leave you to this place, and have a good night. See you in the morning.
Lily's just gonna like
She kinda
lean over
stands up.
towards Kamos. Did she just say old woman? She looks barely older than Kasori.
Kasori is gonna jump up and give her mom a hug. Wish her good night.
And she is like, she's not super old, but she's probably like got a good 20, 30 years on Kasori, and she's definitely a lot younger than she actually, or say she looks a lot younger than she is, but she's probably in her 40s, 50s.
So Kasori's gonna have that aging gracefully when they get older.
Yeah.
Unless she
But the
takes
second you
after her
turn 80,
dad.
the second you turn 80, though, right off the boat.
Catches up.
Yep. So, so she kind of gets up. She kind of gives a little bow to you all, and then something you notice as she's about to leave, she puts her mask back on, and then she walks out the door. The door shuts behind her. There are always those masked servants around should you need them, but for the most part, they keep out of sight unless called upon. You guys have the run of the guest house to yourself. There are rooms for each of you. It's quite a large, spacious place. It's kind of like one large kind of dining seating area, and then there's like a little lounge off to the side, and then just a ton of bedrooms. 2 floors. You all can all get a good meal. You can all get a good sleep, and anything like you'd like to do in the meantime, let me know. Otherwise, I think we'll wrap it up. We've got 10 minutes left. Good little stopping point, unless you guys wanted to kind of fill the void with some stuff.
Yeah. I was just gonna tell Kaylani about what happened while they were zoned out in their
I'm gonna use the
Vegeta
bathroom.
pose.
Goodbye.
You missed Fern having a practice duel with Talon,
And fucking
where
leading her 20 feet.
decked her. Yeah, Fern decked Talon. It was
so
great.
proud of her.
You see, she's untrained.
Yeah,
But she was
could throw
scared to
another
do
small
it.
child across the yard.
I'm
She stepped up to the big dog of the yard, and now it's her yard.
Also, I wasn't.
You owe her
saying
lunch
she
money on a
should
daily basis
practice
now.
with others. I was saying practice with one of us, so she's safe.
I'm also assuming we filled Techie in on what our big assumption is of what's going on with her. Yeah.
I've caught wind of it.
Okay. Because you didn't fill us in on anything, and we had to play guess the ailment last week.
What was I supposed to do?
I now have some more ideas based off of lore that we learned today. So,
Mm-hmm.
So going forward, I kind of still need to or want to go to what's its place that I mentioned earlier. But there's no huge rush to that. So did we want to go to Corvus and see if we could just pick up a side quest? Or did we have something we were focusing on?
Back.
I think Free told me that I was given information on where a tiefling settlement could be, but I don't remember where it was because it's been so goddamn long.
The only one you were ever concrete on was the one in the swamp.
Yeah, but you told me when we went, when I went to that other town, they gave me some information to point me in a direction.
No, I believe they didn't have information from you. Didn't they?
I legitimately can't remember.
Oh, if you scroll up very slightly, it's on January 30th.
One that frequents the areas faithful quartermasters in Vulcan's Bay. Yeah. So Vulcan's Bay is where we wanted to go because we had left to go here.
Well, that is we were at Vulcan's Bay.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
weren't we at Vulcan's Bay?
I got that
Yeah, you left
information
Vulcan's
after
Bay.
we left Vulcan's Bay. Is that there's
No.
a T, or I just completely forgot
You
about
got that
it.
like 2-3 sessions ago.
Hmm.
I just forgot about it.
Like
Yeah.
as we were leaving Vulcan's
Yeah,
Bay, we
that's
got,
probably what it
that set
was.
of info.
It's just it was
Or as
so
we were
long
preparing
that I
to
completely
Vulcan's
forgot.
Bay.
Mm-hmm.
We could always just hit Port Diwali, which is just off of Vulcan's Bay.
Ooh,
Damn it, Free!
you like reverse flashbanged me.
You switched over to the screen and it updated the time of day.
Ah, that's hilarious. If I recall, actually, I think you went to Port Diwali, and that's what got you that information.
No, I went to Port Zarum. I took a cart up there for the week. You said it took 3 days there and back.
No, you would. No, it took you
And it was
days to get
then
to
it would have
fucking
been
Gatkin.
to Port Diwali, then Gatkin, then back is probably what it was.
Yeah,
then.
yeah, you wouldn't have gone to Zarium. Zarium's where we started this whole adventure.
Yeah, you just read the information I had gotten from Free. I recognized the name of the people we just met.
It's almost like I gave you that.
Yeah.
Look at that very last line. Look at that very last line on that first question.
Yep. Nobody knows where they operate from. Well, now we do.
I'm wondering if anybody looked at the shit I gave them.
I
mean,
definitely
looked
did.
at
I
it,
even
have
responded to
not
it.
Remembered
We just got.
what you told me until I re-looked at it.
We just had the.
I looked at it 2 weeks ago as well.
The prison break episode, so I completely forgot about the hook beyond Fern because the whole thing was dealing with Fern at that point.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was also playing combo, so it's just stuck in depression mode for the last episode and a half.
Aside from
So
talking
he
about
wouldn't have said
your
anything anyways
escapades
coming
banging birds, apparently.
Very
No,
very
what,
good.
what that was just off of the instant like it became like that they were Aarakocra, like Kamos just like tensed up and
Well, the one guy thought you banged his sister, is what he was saying.
Yep. And Kamos just was like, yeah, I'm just ready to pick a fight with
Oh, you were
Aarakocra.
trying to get a fight.
I was
Okay.
trying to start a fight because I just
I thought that was legitimately part of your backstory. Was you're just a cat guy banging
No.
birds?
no Kamos was just wanting to fight them.
Ah, okay.
Also, just for your information, you did 3 persuasion checks. You technically passed 2 of them.
Yeah.
The first one was a failure that
Yeah,
instigated.
yeah.
The second one was so much of a pass. I was also rolling her against your rolls, and then you beat her on that third one by she got an 11 or something like that. So, yeah, that's when she wasn't super. She was aggressive, but she wasn't that much ready to fight, and that's when I brought in the mother to kind of calm things down. But that would have spilled
Okay,
over to maybe a little bit of combat if you would not have rolled pretty good. So that's pretty good.
I was like, no, knowing what the story was and all that, it was just like, yeah, no, I could see never persuading here.
Barrow, at the beginning of the session, you got some XP.
I did add it to a sheet. I clicked the button and it should adding, but you should all probably double check that we have the proper amount.
561?
561, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, that's not it.
24, 561, right, guys?
Yeah.
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 That sounds
Hey
right.
DM, when do we level up?
Take this, you filthy animal. Figure it out.
Oh, more?
No.
You really like giving
But-
us 333.
I split 2,000 6 ways. Fuck off. Yeah. So the one at the beginning was for last session because I forgot.
Woo!
Yeah, I never wanted it to be combat only experience. I just keep forgetting to give out the story progression experience. We don't get experience if you're just shopping for like 3 sections fucking straight. But yeah.
Who would do that?
We resolved a situation without combat. That is totally worth experience.
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah.
So I reiterate my original question. What is her plan? What are we doing from here?
You were the one who fucking wanted to come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So I wanted to come here, and now that I have done the things that Kasori needed to do immediately, and doesn't have any missions from here, so Kasori just free.
So
the
for me and
question for
Beryl,
everyone is-
Like, Kamos actually wants to do that shadow trial. He heard shadow stuff. He's like, I'm in.
So basically, just to pull it out of character a little bit, the way I understand it is that there is still a kind of large overarching personal quest for each person that may not come up yet. You know, Palmos wants to do a little murder in his future. Pretty simple. The teammates want to find more people, more clans. These are all kind of passive, if they come up kind of things. As far as your immediate things, you guys can take some downtime here. Because I do believe Kasori had some questions about the box and wanted to kind of speak to her father, who was supposed to be awkwardly here any day. There is some training you can do in the mountains. The Way of Shadow thing, if you're actually interested in that, you can do it. Kasori, as a story reason, has partaken of the trial, but you can do it again, and there is a buff that you can get if you do the trial. That being said, I believe Beryl is the only one in this entire group who might actually understand what I'm trying to say here. But the last time that anyone did this in one of my games, y'all gained a fucking permanent buff.
Oh.
Yeah. That was a pretty good permanent buff.
It was
too.
a damn pretty good buff, yeah. So I'm not gonna tell you what the buff is, and even though for a story reason Brome, his character, has done it, it's different every time. So you could do it again if you want, and there are permanent buffs you can get. There's also negatives for failing the trial, so it's not just something you can just snap your fingers and do. It's one of those, like, it's there, but you could fuck it up. If you actually want to do it, I would suggest learning about more stuff about this place in character, obviously. Because you've already kind of hinted on the fact that, like, this is like a smuggler's port. Sure, there's also a little bit of a religion going on here with a very select few. And honestly, Brome, the entire idea that I'm building off of your stuff is actually the Thieves Guild from Skyrim. It's very reminiscent.
Fucking hell.
Then you're just the Nightingales, buddy. You're just the Nightingales. That's the vibe I get from these guys, right? So, obviously, it's not like quote unquote direct, but like I'm getting that vibe, so I'm kind of building on that. Brome, if you ever want to like refine shit, just send me a message. Like I said, I sent you messages like 2 months ago. Please start thinking about this, and then you're like, no, it's good. So I'm just fucking winging it. I'm writing shit down. But if you have any corrections or anything you want to add to it, feel free to let me know. I think the party's gonna have a little fun here. This will be some stuff to do. Ruds gave me the great idea that there's some places to train, and we might get you some cool stuff. You know, if you want to actually partake in some time here. Otherwise, like I said, there is an actual city on this island, Corvus. No one goes to the southern part of the island because it's abandoned. Asterisk. But maybe it's by design, because maybe they have a cool thing with these guys, right? So, yeah. And thank you, Brum. I was leading up to that as well. It's a good idea to start thinking about mechanics when it comes to your bastions, because you could have something that could be taken with you. It doesn't necessarily need to be a static location. It could be on your boat, could be here, whatever you'd like, right? I highly suggest you guys start reading into it, looking it up. And you guys all have the ability to create bastions right now. That'll be a homework thing, right? Just bring. If you go to D&D Beyond, there is a bunch of free downloads that you can do from the stuff, and one of them is a bastion tracking sheet. I did download it. I can post it in the game in the pen and paper chat if you guys want it. So, but yeah, start thinking about just stuff, and read them up on it, and just get back to me on that stuff. Any questions?
No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Cool. All right. Well, in that case, I believe that's a good stopping point. Yeah. Double checking the date. Next week is the 20th. Check out my schedule. I'll be good for the 20th.
Wait, that doesn't sound right. Okay, never mind. I
Today's
don't
the
work the
13th.
20th. For some reason, my brain was thinking that I worked the 12th, 15th, and 20th. It's 12th, 15th, and 18th. Okay, that makes more sense. As soon as you said the 20th, I'm like, wait, that's not right.
I was like, I will definitely be good next week because I'm on spring break.
Yeah. If you guys want to overlook that Bastion tracking sheet that I just sent, if you want to use that as you don't have to use that sheet exactly, but that's the kind of like just look up Bastions in the new book. That's the kind of idea of it. Feel free to send me a list or a document, a Word document, or even just type into Discord. Just give me some information and I'll compile it, and we'll see about adding them to the world, because they are passive buffs that you get. I would suggest you do that. I need Parm to stick around for a few minutes after. I need to chat about you with something, as well as I encourage Brome to contact me throughout the week to try and organize your show, or else I will just off the cuff everything. And I know that I stepped on some of your toes a little bit, and there's some stuff that if you want that I've mentioned that you want me to go into detail on to see where my mind was at, feel free to pick my brain, because like I said, I got a basic idea, but you might have a little different idea. So I wanna mold it a little bit, right?
I can't
Cool.
believe how much we got with no prior discussion, though.
Right?